What's going on, guys? I know Christmas is around the corner and you guys are looking for good gift ideas, and I got the one for you. Manscaped.com/RBP gets you 20% off plus free shipping and has all of the men's hygiene products you need. I got body spray, I got body wash, I got deodorant, lip balm, I got the whole bit, right? I got the extra smooth package with the exfoliant to make sure you're looking and feeling good. And I'm going to show you guys the website to make sure you get all the extras that they got. If you go to manscaped.com/RBP, you can get all these different packages. The 4.0 package is the best. Comes with the boxers, comes with the trimmer, the nose trimmer, the exfoliant, and you also get this leather bag with it. It's actually nice size and everything. It's good quality. Get to manscaped.com/RBP, 20% off plus free shipping. It's actually really good savings. You save yourself quite a bit of money and get that special person in your life a good gift for Christmas. What's going on, James?
Good. Just said, Paul, the Comicon went well. I actually got a little job out the back of it.
You got a job, an acting job?
Well, an appearance.
Where at?
Nice. On what?
So, obviously, I went as the character Kratos from God of War.
Yes.
So on Tuesday, it gets released at midnight. Okay. So they're doing a midnight launch for the game over in a really big shopping center called Westfield.
Okay.
So the store has hired me to go there and be Kratos for the midnight launch.
Dude, that's fucking awesome, man.
Yeah.
Pretty cool, isn't it? So I just, you know what? You live once on it. It's going to be a bit of a late one, but oh well.
Did you ask him for a lot of money?
Enough. And I get a copy of the game as well.
That's great.
That's great.
It was a good deal.
Dude, I think the black beard was a good touch this time around.
Yeah, it made a difference, didn't it?
It made you look more hardcore.
Yeah. So the only difference now, the only last thing I need to do for this next event is I'm going to have the scar on my face because we ran out of time.
Oh,
okay. On your eye here.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So,
are you going to get the shirt?
Who's that guy?
Not the shirt, but the. Are you going to get the armor that he wears?
I had it, but it was just too. It didn't look. It's too small. It's very hard to get one that fits right.
Yeah, I can imagine.
It's really odd.
There's probably not a lot of 300-pound guys playing that character.
I don't think there is, man. But you can make a really good one yourself, but even then, it's quite expensive.
Tell me this: how long did this all take? This makeup?
That was about 2.5 hours.
Did you take any breaks, or did you have to sit there for 2.5 hours?
I just sat because, bless her, Mira, who does the makeup, she's actually tagged there, Mira MUA. She comes over to my house and just does it while I'm sitting indoors, just chilling.
Does she do this professionally, or is she just somebody who likes to mess around?
She's actually she does it really like. I don't know if you want to look at what she does. It's really cool. She does a lot of have a look at her Instagram because
one sec before we go look. I just want to welcome our guest.
Yeah, no worries.
If he can connect. What's her name?
It's Mira.
Mira?
No, it's actually Meera.
Meera. Mira Jasmine?
No, Mira Mua. She's tagged in that.
I got her. Yeah, I got her. Yeah, I got her.
So she does like all these events for like Halloween and stuff. She does weddings, everything. She's really good.
1 second.
Look at this young face. Look at this young face.
You hear me?
We've got no audio on.
No, he's not connected yet. There we go. Connecting now.
Now he's connecting. But we need him now. We just need his audio.
Yeah.
I can't hear you yet. There we go. Are you there? I'm on mute. You muted us.
Yeah, his mic's off.
I made the same mistake.
I can't hear you.
Should be a little mic picture.
Go like this, Fouad. It's universal. I can't hear you.
I can't hear. Yeah. I cannot hear. I cannot hear.
I look so old now. He's come on.
You know what's funny? This is universal, but you can't figure out the controls on a car.
Well, every car is different.
Now you can hear me.
There
I got you, Urs, what's up, man?
Yeah.
How are you?
How you doing?
What's up? I'm good.
Is this the universal?
I have a new. Yeah, that's the universal sign for.
I told you, Fouad. See?
No, I agree with you, but why can't you figure out the universal fucking control buttons in a car?
Me?
Yeah, you.
Because they're not universal.
Of course they're
Every
universal.
manufacturer is different.
All right,
Definitely
let's figure. Wait, don't say anything. Let's figure this out.
We're just looking at some makeup artists.
Yeah, we're gonna go back to it. I promise. I just want to.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
we're
your
not wearing it.
makeup for the Comicon, it looks phenomenal.
Thank you, man.
Okay, Urs, I want you to answer first.
Let's do this.
What does this symbolize to you? If you see this in a car, what does this mean?
Yeah, that's for the heater for your, how is it called? For
Your
that your ass gets warm up. Yeah.
No, you're wrong. It's red. This is for a cooled seat.
Ah, see,
Really?
Fouad?
Well,
really?
it doesn't.
Yeah.
It's okay. Wait. It
What
says
car
straight-
has that?
Ah,
Only American cars.
yes.
Mine doesn't have that.
Okay, but
The European cars, the Mercedes, BMW don't
So-
have shit like this.
if you see these, what is this, James? What are these two buttons here?
Well, that one on the left is the heated seat, and it's the level of the heated seat.
Okay, and this one is what?
So that must be the is that the cooling one then?
Yes.
So I don't have that.
Okay.
That is my dashboard. That's a Ford.
What is it? Oh,
I'm feeling like in the driving school. And Fouad is
No, he's got a point to this. He's like, I'm
No,
sure
I
he's
know.
getting to it.
no, I know. Me,
you get
me
10
and Paul,
mistakes, you're out.
We've all failed. We've all failed.
Yeah.
I thought it was universal. I thought everybody knew what those buttons were. I guess Paul, you're right. Not everybody.
Well,
I think that's
I
for
need to
people
listen
who have
carefully
expensive
because
cars.
I don't even fucking have my driver's license yet. So
You don't
Do you
have
not?
go on.
Why don't you have your
No.
driver's license?
how do you get around?
He's loved. He
I'm,
gets drove
I'm
around.
living in Berlin, you know. There are subways everywhere and you can't find a parking lot. So I'm doing it right now, and I always prefer to get my pro card first.
It's true.
So
It's true. Priorities, bro. Priorities.
I had different priorities. Yeah, true.
All right. Before we move on to Urs's update, I want to. This is James's. Is this the girl?
Yeah, this is her. She does all the makes. If you click on
The link to her website?
maybe, unless you just want to look at, yeah, so she does all of this like proper professional. She's a professional. So it's not
Makeup
just
artist.
like, yeah, like she does Halloween stuff on her actual Instagram. So if you go back, Fouad,
Yeah.
there'll probably be
Tag,
some,
maybe?
if you go down. Yeah. So
Yeah.
tagged, yeah. She's done
There
bodybuild.
it
Oh, no,
is.
she's done, yeah.
So this is James after her work.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But look at the Halloween. So like this is what she does as well.
that's pretty sweet.
So she's really cool. She does some really good stuff. And like I say, a lot of weddings, she's always abroad.
Look at this shit. Oh, it went away 1 second.
Yeah, Halloween stuff.
Did
Yeah.
she do this? Like all of this?
Yeah. She was there doing all the makeup for this stuff.
That's pretty
I
awesome.
need to book
Yeah.
her for
Look,
guest
these weddings, look at these authentic
Imagine.
weddings, like the like East, like, you know,
The ethnic weddings, you mean?
the ethnic
Oh,
weddings.
yeah.
Really nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's her. She's good. So if anyone in England, you know, ever needs some serious makeup done for a wedding or something, she's definitely the person to get. That's from the previous
That's last
idea.
year.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did the scar this year, though.
Yeah, I did it that time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I kind of edited that picture, made it look rough, but yeah. So
That's
yeah,
cool.
she's cool. Nice
So
lady.
James got, Urs, you weren't here, but James got a acting gig. Well, not an acting gig, an appearance gig.
Yeah, I saw your video, James.
Appreciate
How
it,
many
man.
fucking pictures you did?
Oh, mate,
This
it's
Comicon.
great. It's much like, considering we're bodybuilders, yeah, and professionals, and have been, you know,
Yeah.
to the Olympia and stuff. This makes that feel like nothing. Like even, you know, like the athlete meet and greet before the Olympia is pretty hectic, but this is like that times 10.
Yeah.
And, and
Really?
they don't even know who you are. They don't even know who you are, and they're already like that.
How many
Could
people
you
roughly?
even go around and
No, I move within.
on-
Honestly, Urs, I move probably within 100 meters square out of,
Yeah.
out of like a 50,000 square foot building.
Crazy.
It's crazy. It's
just
so cool. Like,
stayed in a circle and just took pictures, eh?
yeah, I think you boys need to just come and get involved.
What am I going to dress up as?
Oh, loads. You look like me and you look the same, but you're just brown. So
I could
anything
be,
I
Who's the God of War guy?
I looked at your video, and then I said to my girlfriend, "Hey, next time we go to in Cologne, we have also a
you have Comicon there.
not the Comicon, we have the Gamescom. You know,
Gamescom would be good.
Gamescom.
I'll come
and
over. I'll
then-
come over for that. Was
Yeah, that's great because I have my new streaming set up here and playing Call of Duty and twitching and stuff.
why have you not added me
So-
yet?
This could be
I'm
James
gonna
and
add you
Urs.
tonight.
Yeah, this is
Urs, this could be you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
boy. To be fair, it's probably bigger than me right now. It's looking pretty. Damn lethal. So yeah.
Urs, what's going on? How are you?
I'm great. Honestly, never feel better 6 weeks out. So I don't know. My body is changing and I'm on a decent body fat level, but feeling like in the off season. I don't know why, but I think my body is getting used to low body fat and I'm feeling much better than for the Arnold prep. Calories are still really high.
Do you have any
my
cheat
chair
meals?
is doing noises. Yeah, I have a refeed today and tomorrow. So
Nice.
for me, normally, that's
Is
I
there
don't
any
have this for the whole prep. So
is there any ranch dressing, or is it like clean cheat?
always, that's the first time. That's the first time I go out and don't even care about a clean refeed. Honestly, it's like James doing it, but not every 3 days, maybe once a week or something, and
Yeah.
it works perfectly. And my mindset also is in a
You should be
perfect
feeling
headspace.
good. Yeah, man.
Yeah,
So you've been doing this all along, this prep.
yeah.
Or no,
I started 17 weeks out, and then I would say we introduced it 11 weeks out. So my body dropped weight and fat pretty quickly, and then coach said, "Hey, let's try this." And then I go out, have a great evening date with my girl, and then
Perfect, man.
yeah, weight is dropping. Normally it was like
yeah.
Urs,
spiking up and down. So
You find so you have your evening or off or whatever you do, and then like within like 3 or 4 days, shit's just going back down to the weight it was before, and you look a little bit harder.
So you used to know,
Yeah.
Fouad, with your
Paul,
refeeds.
yeah.
Paul, if I could, you weren't on the podcast before, but
Yeah.
these motherfuckers.
I know what you're talking about.
James
You
is
told me
laughing-
about it.
James is laughing at because he knows these guys. About a year and a half ago, I was like, you guys are working way too hard. I'm like, you don't have to do. I'm like, you could enjoy yourself a little bit, and it would probably help your body.
Well, remember we should
And
talk about it.
they would argue with me like, no, you can't eat anything.
Yeah,
That's so true.
Yeah.
I remember Fouad, last podcast I said to you I'm on 1800 calories. I think it was for the Arnold prep.
Yeah.
And 90 minutes of cardio every day, every fucking day. And
Yeah,
I had more drugs in me like than now for the Olympia prep. And it's
Crazy,
just
isn't
my head. I don't know what it is, but my training performance is better. Everything is better. I don't know why.
So what? You're having like full blown cheat meals, like whatever you want.
Yeah, I go for, I don't go for like a Turkish base or something. I know, okay, my digestion doesn't stick with it, but yeah, I go for burger and fries. I go for Italian food. I go for whatever.
Do you do the whole day, or do you just do like one meal?
One meal. But
How big though?
Portions.
And how many hours is that one meal?
How many
last?
hours is one meal?
That depends. No, I got honestly my pre-workout meal and my breakfast also is bigger at this day. And then the evening I go out.
Yeah.
Or I can choose. My coach says you can go for a big meal tonight, or you can just do a regular high day with 800 grams.
Yeah,
there's no way.
more meals. Fuck that. When you got the
way.
choice,
Yeah.
fuck that.
Yeah, fuck that. I would rather die. I would rather die. Like my thing was always, and I'm sure people have heard me say this before, I would always diet till like 9 o'clock, and then from 9 o'clock until bedtime was my time. So whatever I
nice.
could eat between the hours of like 9 and usually around midnight, I would get it in, and then I would feel good, and the next day I would start over.
I had the same shit last time, and I was going to bed, and I thought I gotta throw up. Crazy. And I had some oatmeal left, and I'm like, no.
Oatmeal.
Oatmeal.
Fuck you eating an
Yeah,
oatmeal?
Oatmeal cookies.
Yeah, I just craved oatmeal so hard. I don't know why.
I know
Yeah.
that feeling though, because
I do.
when you're dieting, I don't know about you guys, but when I wake up in the morning, like I would want to go to sleep so I could get up and have my breakfast because my oatmeal was in my breakfast.
Yeah.
And then when I have a
That's the
cheat,
best
I'd be
meal
like,
of today.
when I cheat, but you get so little. It's like,
Yeah.
a half a cup or a cup is like nothing.
Yeah.
So then when I have a
Yeah.
fucking off day, I'm like, I'm gonna have 3 cups of fucking oatmeal.
You put honey and stuff in it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the thing is, on a cheat day,
Everything.
you can make it like a posh oatmeal.
Yeah.
None of that bland shit.
I put so much fucking almond butter over it and sprinkle some cookies inside. So it's not an oatmeal anymore. It's like the girls that 14-year-old goes, I'm going to Starbucks for a coffee, and they go for a fucking frappuccino dessert.
Yeah.
With 2,000 calories. That's not a coffee.
It's only a coffee.
Yeah.
James, when you have I know you're doing your cheats whenever you feel you need them.
Yeah.
By the way, you look hard. We're going to take a look at your photos in a minute. You look harder this time already. You already look like you're in sharper shape than you were like at the last show. But anyway, when you have your cheats, are they a certain time limit? Are they one meal? Are they all day? Like, what are you doing?
I have my first 3 meals a day. I eat twice. Normally on a regular day, I eat 3 times train, and then I have like 3 meals after. On a cheat day, I'll have 2 before, 1 clean after, and then the whole rest of the day I eat whatever I want.
Yeah, you just take the day
So
off.
yeah, and I do cram it in. Like even if I wake up at 3 a.m. that same evening, I'll still eat something.
It counts. It still counts.
I remember we talked about this. James say, as long as the sun's not up the next day, it doesn't matter.
It's absolutely. So like last time I woke up and I had chicken, like I had pizza and like these chicken poppers, like they were like nuggets, and there was like a whole load of them left on the side, and it was 3 a.m. and I was like, let's go. Let's go. Can't leave them for tomorrow. You know,
but it doesn't work that way the other way around, because I know guys that would start their cheat meals at midnight the night before.
I do that. I do that.
Like,
midnight to midnight.
Yeah, no. Because I do like to train on a clean food.
Yes.
Because I feel like if I eat something shit before I train, I will feel a bit like I can't bother to train. It makes me lethargic.
No, I feel the same way.
So yeah.
But Fouad, you did the 20K calorie challenge, right?
Yeah.
But you started in the morning. Is it
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I did it too. We started in the
Crazy
morning.
motherfucker.
I don't agree with the starting.
Imagine you would start at the midnight, from midnight to midnight. You had like 30K.
I don't.
We did, Fouad.
No.
Respect for
when
this.
I did it for muscle and strength, when I like really tried to do it.
Yeah.
I don't agree. Like I don't believe in
pasta
starting
and
the night before. It's not legitimate.
Yeah. Real old school.
Yeah, I feel like it's got to be like a 6 a.m. start.
Whenever you wake up,
hairs.
it's fine as long as you're up and you're not like, if you take an hour
Force
nap.
yourself.
it's fine.
Yeah, you're not
Yeah,
saying
so what if
you're
you take a
early.
nap?
Huh?
What if you take a nap?
Well, if you take like an hour nap, it's not a big deal. But if you wake up at 3 a.m, you're like, well, I'm up, and then you eat for 2 hours, you go back to bed for 5 hours. That's not the same.
Yeah.
But like if you,
Agree.
I think a true 20,000 calorie day has to be like when you wake up to when you go to bed.
Yeah, I agree. It makes it more impressive.
I'm dying to do one of these. I am dying to do one.
I want to do it again, but I don't want to die trying. I almost.
Did Rowley nearly die doing one?
Dude, that's why I stopped.
Really?
I did
What
the
food
math.
got you? What food tipped the
I think it
scales?
was just the accumulation of all of it, but I think I did the math wrong. Had I done the math right that day, I probably would have finished, because I was at 17.5,
Okay.
Yeah.
but I thought I was only at 14.5.
Oh shit.
So I was like, man, I can't do another 5,000 calories. My face was red. I was
sore
like,
like that as well, chewing so much.
my face was red. My blood pressure felt like
out
it
of
was,
breath.
Yeah, I was out of
Oh,
breath.
yeah.
Like I was like, man, I think if I keep going, I'm gonna have a heart attack. So I stopped. But had I known I only had 2,500 calories to go, I probably would have pounded like a Ben and Jerry's or something and like
Yeah.
got it in.
A shake or something at least.
Yeah, I would have like blended my Ben and Jerry's or something and I just drank it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you ate too much pasta. I think you did like 2 kilograms of pasta.
James, I made this pasta meal because I love pasta. So I'm like,
You are a sucker for pasta, man.
Yeah, I was like, so I made this
I also love pasta.
Yeah, so I thought I'll just make pasta, but I made like a whole thing of ground beef with it. And then I put like a cup of olive oil for extra calories.
Oh, too much fat.
And
I think
then
that's part of it.
Wouldn't digest.
And then it was like 2 bags of fucking pasta and all the sauce. And I was like, I ate it all, but
too much.
I think pizza's the way to go, because pizza I can eat till the fucking cows come home. Yeah, pizza I can eat so much of it.
I would think if you're being strategic, you'd want to go like high sugar, low fat, low fiber, probably.
I don't think so, man.
You'd be dizzy.
I think you need the fiber.
Yeah,
I feel like sugar.
I
feel like sugar does me in more than anything else.
I do as well.
I think the key is to eat out. Because remember the first thing we did was go for breakfast.
Yeah.
That meal that we ate, and we ate it like this. It was nothing. That was 5,000 calories.
So so you're 25% there.
That's what I'm saying. So like when you eat out, they add a lot of butters and sauces and like fucking shit. So it makes
they cook it in oils. Yeah.
Literally, so you just got to eat out. Like you just got to do like four good meals out. Bang.
I think
job,
so, yeah.
job done.
Yeah, you can plan that.
And they know how to do it, how to put cals and stuff.
So
to
we just
food,
need,
so
boys, we just need
we are
breakfast date.
bodybuilders.
We just need a breakfast date, a brunch date, lunch, dinner. Bam.
Well,
Late
James,
night.
when you come for our travel vlog, we'll stop for a day and we'll eat 20,000 calories.
Dude, me and you are going to look like 2 bags of shit after that. It's gonna be brilliant.
Two
I'm
milk
going to do.
bags.
I'm going to do a transformation challenge, but the reverse. Like I want to show how quickly I can look.
How
like
bad you can look in one day.
Yeah,
That'd be
like,
great.
I want to look like a saggy bag of mussed up, bashed up potato by the end of the travels.
So I took your advice.
Brilliant.
I took your advice, James. I'm going to Texas and I'm going to vlog the whole trip.
Good man, good, perfect.
Yep.
Nice.
I'm leaving Tuesday.
I'll be watching that
I'm going to go to Indiana. Well, I'm going to,
Same.
when you like upload it. Obviously.
Are you doing it live,
Yeah.
Fouad? You did
No,
some
I'm
of
not
the
doing
stuff
it
live.
no, I'm not doing it live. I'm going to try. So I talked to my videographer, eye for an eye. Not eye for an eye.
Yeah, I think it is eye for an eye.
No, eye for an eye sounds too negative. It's not eye for an eye.
No,
It is eye for an eye.
Huh.
That's kind of harsh.
I thought that sounds too negative.
Too negative.
sounds like
Like
very
revengeful.
Sounds
So I'm
very
coming
aggressive.
after you.
Yeah.
Eye for an eye.
Eye for an Eye Media is doing my vlog work. So every night, James, at like 9:00, I'm going to send her all the files,
Brilliant.
and then she'll put together the vlog, and then I'll try and upload it the next day.
Perfect. Because you can just send them, and then if it takes as long as it takes overnight, it doesn't matter.
I mean, I'm not promising that. So if anybody watches this,
Oh, no.
but I'm going to try and get them done like the next day. That way, it's almost
Listen,
like real time.
I'm pinky shaking with you now.
Wait, where are you? You're down
on this side.
You're
On my
down.
one, I'm here. Damn.
guys-
I'm on,
No, I'm on the corner.
yeah, no. See, I'm next to you on my one.
Oh, you're next to me.
Oh, it's all fucked.
Let's take a look at Urs Olympia prep.
Now we're all going to feel really fat.
Oh shit.
Is this year?
Yeah. At the Arnold's.
Mr.
Oh,
Ruff.
this is
Way
at the
after
Arnold. Okay.
Arnold's.
What's the most recent? Is this recent?
This is 2 weeks ago. So
Oh, man, his shoulders are
definitely-
nutty.
Big old delt there, lad.
Yeah,
Chest striations.
Yeah, I
shoulder
had I had
striations.
some cookies last night. Like
that's what it says. Yeah, I read that.
Yeah.
What's your
Very good,
go-to
Filled me
cookie?
out pretty
What's your-
good.
Yeah, what's your favorite cookie?
Oh, I posted it again. Fouad, always we talk about Walmart, and if you come inside Walmart entrance, right side, there are all the cookies, you know.
Yeah.
And there's one company, I don't know the name, but they are the Reese's Pieces cookies, and they're hitting different. You eat them backstage, you are 10% fuller. No joke.
My God.
I
Um,
love this shit.
All right.
Yeah,
Is this
incredible.
recent? This is from when? Oh, this is a transformation.
That's recent.
This is from
Yeah. That's what it looks like now?
2016. Yeah,
Oh, I saw this.
dropped some weight.
That's going really well.
Is this is when?
This
This
must be
is,
pretty recent. 'Cause Brett's in shape.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is 3 or 4 weeks ago. When I did the trip to Florida for the
You
week.
look like you put on some sizers. How much bigger are you from the Arnold?
15 pounds.
No,
10
really?
10 pounds.
Oh,
Yeah.
Ruff. What have you been eating, lad? Well, we know now. Cookies. Fuck.
Jeez.
How much weight do you have for your cutoff?
What's your cat?
Right now I'm 222 is my cutoff, and now I'm like 228-ish,
Oh,
I
perfect.
think.
So you're
Oh,
almost
wow.
there.
So
Yeah.
That's ideal.
almost there, yeah.
Yeah,
What did you
ideal.
weigh at the
This time.
Arnold's?
214.
Oh, so you had a nice little bit of room there.
Yeah.
That's brilliant, man.
Dude, that's great. So you put on
Mhm.
some muscle. So what are we expecting to see? Are you going to beat Chris? Say it.
We're on for 5 minutes, and he's going right into it.
No, it's been 25 minutes. It's been 25. I didn't throw it out right
We've
away.
waited long enough. We've waited long enough.
I waited
Now it's
long
time
enough.
for the caption.
Oh,
Title.
I'm not going
Urs
to
says he.
No, I'm not going to clickbait it like that. But I'm curious. Do you think where were you last year? Fourth
Third, wasn't it?
Fourth
yeah.
last year because Breon was third. So you think
Oh,
this year you'll probably pull ahead, or where do you feel like you're going to be this year?
I'm definitely gonna pull ahead, but I don't know. I trained with Chris. I trained with Terrence. I trained with Ramon. I trained with
Scouting. He's scouting everybody. He's like
Yeah.
going to their home bases.
with the top 6, and I don't want to sound arrogant or something like this, but I know for myself, I work my ass off as hard as I can, and I think even harder than the rest. And I don't know where is the outcome, because especially in classic, right now this year also an open, if you miss the form 5 or 10%, you can
be here or here.
place last one. So especially the top 10 in the classic is so close to each other.
Urs, what did you want to work on the most from the Arnold? Like, what were you trying to bring up the most?
Definitely my arms and my back.
Yeah.
And my
back, your legs are great. So
with legs I didn't have the issue, but I'd really worked on my back and my arms, and I think especially the back and the condition of the back and the lower back improved a lot, because I got denser and got more lower lat. And hopefully
that's it. More muscle shows more condition, doesn't it?
More density.
So let me ask you this: so we know who the top 5 was last year. For those who don't know, obviously it was Chris, Terrence, Brian, Urs, and then Ramon. So is there somebody from outside the top 5 last year that you think you see creeping in, or that could creep in? Somebody you saw this year compete that you think, might shock some people?
I think I'm interested what Logan's gonna bring to the O. He wasn't there last year, but
Where did he win? What did he win this year to qualify? I don't remember.
Hawaii. What was it? The Hawaiian Pro from Sean Ray Classic or something like this.
So Logan's always a threat. Obviously, he's always in good condition, poses really well. Anybody else you can think of? James, that guy you were talking about last week, I think
he won.
Did he win his show?
Yeah, I think he's too muscled for the top spots.
You think so?
Yeah. I think he's more like how Keon was when he was doing that.
I'm going to see if I can bring him up. It's Black Panther, right? Or something like that?
Yes. I think he's good, but he's great. I think to win the Olympia, you have to look who wins at the minute. It's Chris. Yeah, and Chris has a certain look that's not as bubbly as that. And I
I forgot one. Definitely is gonna be a really, really good one. Branch Cheng.
Oh, that's right.
I'm not sure who that is.
The Chinese guy. Look at the legs. He's crazy legs.
Yeah, classic.
Yeah.
There's a Canadian kid I think is going to be really good too. Samuel Paquin.
Paul, you're gonna be surprised. Wait until you see this guy. Yeah, he is really good.
What just happened?
And he just got his visa, so I'm very happy for him that he can compete.
He's doing the Olympia.
Seems like a good guy,
yeah.
And he did the Olympia 2 years ago and placed 4th or 5th. I don't know.
This is him. Yeah.
Oh, watch. That's lovely. Do you know what?
Look at that front double bicep, eh?
Look at this.
Clean as fuck.
Yeah. Just from the side.
Really great lines.
I need to pause the conversation for a second, and you want to talk directly to James about this. What is it with the Asian guys and that really clean skin look? You're always talking about race.
Yeah,
I want to go to you because you're the racial expert.
Yeah, honestly, no, it's true. Like, there's attributes to every nationality,
every race. You're right. And the Asian guys always have this really clean.
That's true.
Skin and clean lines.
The skin looks like it's been treated like daily. It's like not oily. I don't know what it is.
Is it the fish?
They moisturize
diet.
Really good.
Think about it. Is it the fish? Is it the fish oils?
I don't know. Honestly,
maybe they typically have a seafood rich diet, right?
Yeah, and isn't it low in grains as well, or rice is a grain, isn't it?
I think so.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Honestly, I don't know. It could be to do with so many factors, and it's genetic. It could be collagen. It could be do certain nationalities have more of any one substance in their body than other people do? I don't know. James, but they do have a very clean lines.
Yeah.
James,
And-
seeing
and
as you're our resident racial expert, I expect you to come back with some type of report.
I will. I'm going to go away. I'm going to speak to a few friends of mine who are from that part of the world.
James, but I'm 100% behind you with this.
No,
It's
I
so
agree with it.
crazy.
Listen, you know what's funny? I'm joking about this, but every time James brings this up,
Yeah.
it's true. We always talk about black guys, white guys,
Yeah.
Asian guys,
And
Middle
everything in
Eastern guys.
between. It's
Yeah.
just,
They
you
all
know.
have
Certain
like their own
things.
specific.
Yeah.
But that's why I like bodybuilding, and the longer I've bodybuilt for, the less I feel bad about not winning sometimes, because I feel like everybody brings something so good that
You're
No,
like,
but you know what I mean?
it's because I'm white.
yeah, I'm losing. No, but it's like
It's not my fault.
I hate being beaten by someone who's very genetically similar to me, because they are clearly better.
Okay.
But when there's a genetic difference between you and another athlete, not that you can use that as an excuse, but it's like, well, the parcel is different.
Yeah.
So
I think I know what you're. I think I feel like you're saying, if I'm at my absolute best and I get beat because his genetics were better than mine, then there's nothing I
it's
can do
different.
about
It's
that.
Out of your
different.
control, yeah.
Absolutely.
Whereas,
Like,
whereas if he beats you because he's got more muscle or he's more conditioned, or
Yeah.
like, you know, Branch Warren beating every other, you know, white American for a couple of years. I bet every other white American was like, fuck. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
it's just that it's not, and there's nothing racial about it at all. It's just from a comparative standpoint, it's you know, it's like coming up, who would I always look up from a bodybuilding perspective to be able to compare myself to? I could never look at Coleman and be like, I want to look like Coleman,
Right.
Yeah.
because it's just not possible. So you look to your idols, you know, you have your Dorian Yates, you have your Justin Compton, you have your Branch Warrens, and you just kind of do comparisons like that. And I've learned to look at it like, I look at it like it's like plant life. Like flowers are all fucking different, yet they're all flowers. And you have your own preference. So whatever
Yeah.
you like, you like. You know,
But
Urs, I can
there is
relate
a-
to Urs because where he's from, it's like genetically I can see me and him have got quite
Yeah.
strong legs, but our arms are not perhaps not.
And we are
genetic-
Caucasian dry. so
Caucasian
it's-
dry,
it's a
yeah.
cool thing.
But you know,
But
Yes.
there's a caveat to your, you know, there's always exceptions to the rule. Like Justin Compton must have some black somewhere in
Yeah.
his genetics.
For that
Yeah,
kind of
dude.
roundness.
the
Yeah.
roundness.
He's
I was
got-
watching him earlier.
Yeah.
He's
The
got the
roundness is
genetics.
crazy.
Yeah.
I want to be a mixture of Flex Wheeler and Dorian Yates.
I think
How
everybody
about you
wants to.
guys? How about you guys? If you can
Imagine
mix two
Gene splice.
guys together, two genetics. What
I
would it
think
be?
I
Well,
think
no,
you
there
chose
already
the best.
is. There already is a Flex
Fouad.
Wheeler. There already is a Flex Wheeler Dorian Yates
You can say
combo. It's
Ronnie.
called Ronnie Coleman.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the early Ronnie Coleman, the late
Well,
Ronnie
of course.
Coleman.
I mean,
wasn't-
you always got to take the athlete at their best. When we
Yeah.
talk about them, you take them in their best year.
Do
So if
we
you took-
agree?
What? Go
Sorry.
ahead, James.
Like I saw a picture of Ronnie actually at the 2000 Olympia the other day, and I feel like that might be his best.
Maybe
I
it's around
think-
like 250-ish.
I like 98, 99.
I like 98, but the
Yeah.
gyno was really bad.
Yeah.
On
99.
the left nipple in 98 blessing was really
He knows even the nipple, for fuck's sakes, James.
bad. Yeah, but if you look at 98 left nipple,
Look at
You'll
this.
see. We've got it cut out. 98.
I love the 99 look. The
This
203
is-
look
this is-
was crazy.
This is Dorian
but-
Yates. This is Dorian Yates Flex Wheeler in one
Yeah.
person.
Yeah. What's he weighing around there?
255,
Yeah.
265.
That was probably around his best look, eh?
I am actually surprised he won 98 when I look back at the pictures.
Really?
Yeah, just because the gyno, because the way that William
Yeah.
Bonac was treated at the Arnold
But I don't
Yeah.
think, you know, it's funny. I don't think they
were really.
pointed to the things like that back in the day.
Mm,
I think back in the day, they tried to ignore those things because
Yeah.
also, and Paul, maybe you can correct me if I'm wrong. You've been following bodybuilding since like the 80s, but I remember in the 2000s when I started following bodybuilding, nobody was really talking about steroids. So because nobody was talking about steroids, nobody
they
was
didn't want to
talking
highlight
about,
things.
they wouldn't
Yeah.
highlight the negative effects of steroids like
Yeah.
gyno or like some lumpiness or like, you just didn't talk about it because
Yeah.
you were
Whereas
like,
now it's like, oh, he's synfo in his shoulders and
Yeah.
shit like that.
now
Yeah.
because I think steroids is talked about so freely, when someone has gyno, they're like, that guy's got gyno.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it gets blown up on social media or wherever
Yeah.
else.
Well,
it is,
it's
you know?
like say because William had a tough year really because he like literally was told that he lost the Arnold just because of that.
Oh, they told him that?
From what I understand, yeah. Like so, that's how apparent it is now. How it has an effect on your score.
Yeah. I know
So,
like
yeah.
like noticeable oil injections too, obviously, are a big.
Yeah.
Yeah, but remember, Paul, like I never heard judges even hint at that back in the day.
Yeah.
No, not so much. But remember, it was being talked about for a while back in the 90s. Remember, like Ernie
In the-
Taylor, the accusations of him at his triceps.
But Ernie's
Oh.
triceps were like
But that was so
he was
Oh,
always
yeah.
taking. He was
Like,
taking.
yeah.
the piss.
So obvious.
But there were those obvious cases here and there. You
There was
know,
a few calves like that, weren't there?
But what I'm saying is now, even when it's not like super obvious, like let's say some guys have synthol or even just site injections in their shoulders and it might be lumpy.
Right, and I think that's becoming more common.
I know, but unless it's like really bad, I don't think they draw attention to it. Whereas back in the day, I don't think they would say anything at all. You know what I mean? Unless it was like to the level of Ernie Taylor where it was so out of control, like you couldn't miss it.
Like hugely out of proportion too.
Because think about it, like, but then again, I don't know also, and this is a question for you, Paul, or maybe you guys can answer. If you look at Ronnie, like, okay, when you take Bonac and take Brandon Curry at the Arnold, maybe he wasn't so much better that small imperfection made a difference.
Right.
Whereas when you look at Ronnie Coleman, maybe he was so much better that they're like, look,
that small imperfection
it did make,
even with the gyno, it's not like,
because how much can you deduct?
Yeah.
Right.
So like,
it's like gymnastics when they perform like a routine, when they, because it all works on like difficulty and execution. If the difficulty is so high, so they lose a little bit on execution, but they're still have a higher difficulty than another gymnast, their overall score will still probably be higher.
Right, because you have to judge the whole physique. So if he's so head and shoulders above the rest, you can't be like, well, he's got gyno, you can't win. It doesn't work that way.
I mean, to me, you can see it here, but it's like,
but that's 99. That's still 99. That's not even when it was bad.
Oh, 98 was worse.
Yeah, 98. It was like very.
Let's
very
see how much worse it was. 98. So yeah, I think you see
it might be hard to find, to be fair, because they might have just got rid of all the evidence. That's 2003, isn't it?
Yeah,
you can see it there pretty good.
Yeah, it's
he still had it, I suppose.
Yeah, why he still had it?
Surprised,
because I don't think
people didn't remove the actual gland back then. I think they just drained it.
You don't
really?
No,
I got mine. I got mine around that time.
Okay.
And they cut the gland out.
It's preference. Like when I had mine done, my doctor said to me, "Do you want to remove the whole gland?" He's like, "I don't recommend it."
I remember you saying this actually.
Really?
For a reason.
Yeah, because when you remove the whole gland, you end up with like an indent there.
Yeah. See, my doctor, like I had it done probably back in like 94 or something like that. And remember, my doctor told me we only cut part of the gland out.
Yeah, that's
because
right.
if we cut the whole thing out, your nipple would die. He said.
Yeah, you get like this. Remember, Craig Titus had that.
Necrosis
so it becomes like it goes under.
When Craig Titus would flex, you would have like this just droopy nipple, like it was almost an indentation a little bit.
Okay, yeah, I think I know.
So I think you got to leave part of the
crater tits.
Gland.
Okay,
yeah,
you get crater tit.
Is that the scientific name for it?
That's why. Well, if you read the proper book,
crater tit.
So it's known as crater tit medically.
So you can either have bitch tit or crater tit,
right?
If you don't do it right.
One or the
other. Okay, so back to this gentleman. I took away his shine because of his
so
race,
clean.
This is like one of the best front doubles I've ever seen.
His front double. Do you know his front double is very like that, especially in the upper body is like Alfred, who's doing Spain, the open guy, Patrick's guy.
Who is the guy with that icon? Is it Danny Padilla? Who's the iconic photo?
Danny Padilla.
Giant.
What you're thinking?
Remember that photo? It's like an iconic photo that everybody looks at.
No,
I think.
Yeah,
I know
the black and white.
Yeah, the black and white one.
He's got socks on, and white socks.
He's doing the
pretty sure he's got white socks with like some stripes on them. Like,
I don't know if this is the one you guys are thinking of, but like when I look at this,
that's the shot, but not the picture.
Yeah,
that's the picture there, isn't it?
That one, yeah.
Yeah, look, white socks, isn't it?
Oh yeah,
this one.
Yeah, he was like what, like 5'4" or something.
This is like the 2022 version.
Imagine him at the 212.
Yeah,
man.
How much do you think he weighed?
Maybe 118 is 175.
Yeah.
Is he still
all right?
alive?
So I don't know. So Urs, you're thinking he might be a dark horse to jump in.
Yeah, he's not a dark horse anymore. He placed fourth or fifth at the 220 Olympia, 221. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Oh, really?
And then he wasn't there for 1 year.
The only thing
I jumped in and.
Yeah, the only thing I see is his hamstring.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Needs a little bit more drop.
Yeah,
and his overall condition. He's
like to see his back.
Yeah, I wonder what his back looks like. Let's see if we can find a back shot.
He won Vancouver, I think.
Twisting back shot.
Oh, did he this year?
Yeah.
Here he is in motion. His fucking legs, man. Jesus.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Korean, bro. Oh, not Korean. Where's he from?
Asian. Just say
Asian.
Asian.
Yeah, that doesn't. Yeah, it
Yeah.
doesn't matter where.
It doesn't matter where. As long as
No,
it's
it's
Asian.
Asian. They get legs.
There's a boy in my gym. Literally, there's a boy in my gym who's doing a first show in like a few weeks. The build is just crazy same. The lower body just makes me like die. It's like
I'm
crazy.
jealous, eh? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a picture of him when I'm next in the gym, and just so when I'm next on, I'll show you guys.
Yeah, he looks good. We can get a back shot here.
That's what I want to see.
Can I fast forward? Yeah, there we go.
Okay, here we go.
It looks like good insertions.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Could use a little more, but I don't know. Let's see when he opens it up.
Well, it ain't shabby, is it?
Okay.
It's good. It's good. It's
That's
just
good.
in comparison
Yeah.
to his quads, it could be bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing.
Yeah.
In my eyes, a perfect classic physique is balanced
So,
as fuck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah,
So-
no real standout things. Everything just
Yeah.
flows.
Yeah.
Yeah. I work
Um,
on perfect flow, and perfect aesthetic lines and condition and a great posing. But when I see this, overdeveloped quads and compared to the upper body or huge arms and no legs and yeah.
Urs, do you think that's the same applies for open bodybuilding? Do you think Mr. Olympia should be basically just classic but heavier?
No, and honestly, in the open category, I want to see a little freak factor. It's
I-
It's a different look, in my
not-
opinion.
Yeah.
not.
Yeah, but I mean, with the balance regards, do you like a heavy guy who's balanced, or do you like
I
someone to have
really
a bit of?
love balanced overall. Like
Yeah.
Andrew is looking like it's
Yeah.
Samson crazy. Samson is so beautiful.
Samson's very
and
balanced.
together with his posing, I saw the EFOLS last year. It's ridiculous. It's crazy. So I love this look, but also you need the freak factor to get in the top spots in the open category. And
Yeah,
that's what
freak
the
factor, you
people
see them,
also
yeah,
love.
yeah.
That's what the people love. So
My opinion of the open bodybuilding is if you're too balanced, if everything's too proportionate, you almost get lost a little bit.
Yeah, I agree. And yeah, there's a lot of examples of that.
If you
Chris
look at like,
Cormier.
I think Chris Cormier is the number
Yes.
one.
Chris Cormier,
yeah,
yeah, most
100%.
balanced bodybuilder of all time, probably.
He has absolutely everything is absolutely perfectly matched, but then your eye is drawn to
someone like Flex Wheeler's tricep,
Yeah, or Ronnie's back or whatever.
Yeah.
or Ronnie's
it's like-
back. Yeah.
Or I also think of like when I think of that, I think of Steve Kuklo. Very
Yeah.
even,
Yeah.
front to back, side to side, whatever. And then I know he's got his back's maybe not up to par with the front, but it just looks very balanced. But then you almost forget how big he is because he's so balanced, and then nothing really jumps
Yeah.
out at you.
Yeah,
That's why
I
if you
agree.
have a strong body part, you shouldn't resist.
No,
Like
Right.
oh no way.
I don't really have anything that strong, but I would say my quads
Your
when I'm
quads,
on stage
yeah.
stand
Quads,
out.
sure.
So that's why I still hammer them, because I'm like, you got to have something that the audience goes, ooh.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
you need something
Yeah.
in open bodybuilding. You need something to draw the
Draw
eyes.
attention. Yeah,
Yeah,
draw
absolutely.
attention to you.
Yeah.
It's not so much about the artistry like classic is.
I always
Yeah.
felt,
Yeah.
I don't know, Paul, maybe you can shed some light on this. I'm not just talking about myself, but I always felt like that was my problem. I always felt
I
like that was a
agree.
problem for me.
You're
I
pretty
agree.
bad. Yeah, you're pretty
Nothing was-
balanced bodybuilder.
Nothing was
Even
like,
though- Even though you had the muscular, grainy, look of the bodybuilder and the hardcore look, you're obviously much bigger than a classic competitor. But yeah, I agree with you.
nothing looked like
might-
outstanding.
You might have got an extra win or two had you had that
Yeah.
one body part that set you apart. Yeah.
Yeah, you're very balanced.
Which really
Yeah.
sucked because when I was starting, Chris Cormier was like the person I looked at. I was like, that's
Yeah.
how I want to look.
Yeah.
But then it was almost like, not that I was ever that good or anything. I'm not trying to say that, but I'm just saying
No,
like,
but you,
but I'm just saying like that ended up being part of the problem. Part of the
Yeah.
problem.
it's like,
Yeah.
like,
I think it made you a great bodybuilder, but just I think prevented you from getting another win or two.
But
I think
it's like
honestly,
saying,
you need. Sorry, go ahead.
go
ahead,
ahead,
Urs.
Urs. Yes, right.
You need to create the look you wanna achieve, in my eyes. So if judges say, "Yeah, you need a freaky body part," and you just love like me, I love aesthetic and I love the overall perfect proportion. Then that's what I'm working.
You would
for.
always go
But
for your own
for-
preference first.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
You know what I think it is too, kind of like when you have that one stand-up body part, you almost always own at least one pose.
Yeah.
Or maybe even two, and I think
safe
that's
bet,
so
innit?
you're making up points always on those two
Yeah.
poses,
I gotta-
for example.
I got a question for Urs though, like because I hear people say that, and it's very admirable. And Cedric was very much like that. Cedric was very much like, I have a vision of what I want to look like, and I have a vision of what bodybuilding should be, and I always want my body to look like that. That was Cedric's kind of thing all the time, right? Which is very, very respectful. But at some point, do you have to look and go, well, I like this, but the judges like this. Do I have to lean that way at some point?
Yeah, it depends. Like Paul said, then maybe you can win 1 or 2 poses, and you have really outstanding poses, like with huge arms, the front double and the side chest, for example. But when the arms are huge like this, if you look at Nick and he does the front double, you see just huge arms, and then the upper body falls apart a little bit, you know, from the back side. He also has a great back, but the arms are so overdeveloped that
But
overall,
what I'm saying is
losing.
But what I'm saying is, like, if you're talking to like a 20-year-old kid who is starting out, or James, you can answer this too, or Paul, you're from a judge's perspective, anybody can answer. If you're talking to a 20-year-old kid starting out,
and they're advised,
are you like, you should create the physique you want, and you should stay the size you want, and you should do what you like, regardless of where you place? Or are you like, you should do that, but also keep in mind, this is what's winning? Like,
assuming that person's goal is to be a good bodybuilder and then climb the ladder.
It's goal dependent now, isn't it? It's goal dependent.
Then I would encourage them to build their body, as symmetrically as possible. But if they do seem to have that one body part that grows, so much easier than the rest, don't pull back on that body part.
Let me rephrase the question. Forget the body part thing. Let's just say, for example, somebody looks amazing at 235. Right.
But the judges want them 255.
But the judges want them 260, whatever, 255.
Okay.
Do you tell that kid, hey, you got to do what the judges want you to do to get the fucking wins? Or if you like the way you look at 235, 240, you fucking stay there?
I think it depends. Yeah, go ahead.
If you want to turn professional and win shows and earn money from it and do it as a job, as a living, then he should do that what the judges say and go all into it. But if you want to look great on vacation on the beach, then or impress girls, then
I meant it more in the context of I meant it more in the context of somebody who wants to be a great pro.
Or let's say the person has a really marketable look at the smaller size and they're doing well modeling or endorsement wise, whatever. I would say that's probably your best route.
At the end of the day,
I would fly to New York and ask Steve.
At the end of the day, I think we've all subjective. I think we've all put on more mass than we probably would have liked to have at some point because of the desire to be good at what we do. The desire to be good at what we do does sometimes outweigh what did we want from ourselves.
That's right.
I quite like the way that they judge in a minute, because they, like, for me personally, I like how I look when I'm heavier. So it's suitable, but a lot of people, but a lot of people wouldn't like how they look heavier.
That's what I wanted to ask you, James. I talked to a lot of open guys, open professionals like you, and they all say like, Urs, I thought I looked the best when I was lighter. And then I'm like, okay, why you go so heavy with the weight?
Every single open bodybuilder will tell you that. I don't know one open bodybuilder who's like, I look better at my absolute biggest.
Yeah, it's like you like your 08 look, don't you?
Yeah, like my 08 look, I was 238, I think, on stage. I think to me, I love that physique. I was like, that's why I want to walk around. But they were like, you're too small. So I was like, okay.
I think the reason I feel how I feel is because I'm quite tall for a bodybuilder. Even when I'm quite heavy, I'm not as massed out as the guys that are in the top 5. Maybe if I was, if I was as big as like Nick and Bonac, I might feel differently.
So James, what would you say your favorite look is then? Is this your favorite look?
Me in the 270s on stage is a much better look in my opinion. For like a balance, because what happens is my upper body doesn't disappear as much.
Oh, that's right, because your legs you're always leg dominant.
So the longer, if I diet hard, what happens is shoulders and arms and back, even everything on top after starts to disappear if I stay in a kind of deficit for too long. And then that just throws you off, makes you look like you're just a pair of legs, and fuck that.
take a look at the balance that Urs is talking about. When is this from? Throwback to
That's fucking nice, man.
Yeah.
That
What-
was in Kuwait.
That's oxygen, isn't it? Yeah, it's
Uh,
oxygen.
Yeah, that was. I did the Kuwait Pro.
Yes, you did,
This year.
but
I did
but
Boston and Kuwait, and then this was 2
okay,
days
but I have
before.
to ask you something. So we're talking about balance and we're talking about being perfect, but we're also talking about standouts, right? I don't know if this is. It's funny because your legs are actually standout body parts. You're not perfectly balanced. They're not making you look bad. They're not ruining your physique in any way, but they're definitely accentuating your physique because of how good they are.
Yeah, you got great calves as well.
Yeah, like this down here and the thickness of your legs is like
Actually draws us to it.
yeah, it's incredible. And I
Yeah.
think it makes your physique look better.
Okay.
But it's not perfectly balanced. Like your legs are definitely bigger than your upper body.
Yeah, but this year I think it changes a little bit.
And also the ratios of, like, if you looked a year before that, the ratios of that disparity would have been higher.
Yeah.
But I wonder
So you're like me and you are very similar. Like our upper bodies are catching up.
I saw a
So
recent double
right now,
bicep.
definitely my upper body is matching
that's
more
good.
than.
do you think your physique, or let's say not your physique first, but a physique,
Mhm.
and you kind of already answered this. So you think a classic physique should be perfectly balanced and not have any disparity.
Yeah, in my opinion,
Yeah.
that's the way to go. Because if not, then you can go for open.
Yeah. So this is Chris looking as
He's
balanced
totally
I
as he
suppose
does.
his proportions are pretty
Yeah.
for what the class is. They do look very balanced in that shot.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I would have said Chris is quite lower body dominant, but it
I
shows
thought
he's
that
not.
too.
Yeah.
I thought that too until I pulled it up.
Chris is
Yeah.
wide though too, up top.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah. It makes up for it too. Yeah.
He poses well, that he makes things pop out. Like we know he doesn't have huge arms, but yet when he does a lat spread like that, he has those nice Dorian Yates-esque triceps.
Yeah.
Because Dorian's arms weren't even, like, again, another body part on Dorian that wasn't that crazy, but in a front lat spread like that, it looked just like that.
yeah.
It's
You know,
funny.
where the shoulders tie in and the tricep pops out.
See, this is why I'm happy I got a classic guy on here. You're telling me something new. I didn't think of but then, then I look at Ramon. Ramon's a little bit got a disparity.
That's
why-
the thing
that's
I don't
why-
understand as well. Like Brian and Ramon have like different structures and looking like smaller bodybuilders. I don't want to like sound hard or like
Yeah.
No, I hear what you're saying. They're like,
Yeah.
they're like
it's a different look
round.
though. It's a
I
different
think
look.
Brian-
Brian. I
Different
think
look.
Brian fits in that category. Does you think Ramon looks like a smaller bodybuilder too?
A recent picture I saw of a side chest he's
I
doing.
think so. I think
see.
so. He's really dense and really thick.
Yeah.
And
He looked pretty dense in the side chest that I just saw.
yeah, that's more like an 212 open guy for me.
I feel like it's the arms, isn't it? It's the arms of the muscle bellies and the arms.
He's got big arms. Yeah.
No,
'Cause if
that's-
you-
you have
'cause-
to find the side chest pose. That's
Yeah, I just saw it a couple days ago.
he posted it.
Because
recently.
Ruff, Chris, and yourself are much more comparable in proportion.
That's the thing.
Let's see if I can find something here. This is when he was younger, or is this now?
That looks younger.
Younger.
Brazilians are definitely doing their bit in bodybuilding right now. You look at the open class, like there's like 3 or 4 Brazilian. Obviously, Eduardo Correa just won the 212.
Yeah, I saw that yesterday.
Yeah,
I don't think I see him as a smaller bodybuilder. He definitely looks different.
Yeah.
He definitely doesn't look the same as like. Or
do you think he's more like Rafa? Do you think? I feel like he's a bit more like Rafa.
Rafa.
Who's
Oh,
Rafa?
Yeah, Rafael. Yeah. I could see that. Yeah.
But then again, Brazilian.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
almost
Oh, yeah.
he's almost in between the two classes.
So if we made him pose like an open bodybuilder, what would you think? That's what I'm thinking.
Because it's kind of a harder, grainier look, eh?
Yeah,
It's,
you know
it's
what?
a different kind of look.
I do see what you guys are saying.
If you made him do a front most muscular just like Raf, you'd probably be like, oh, he's an open bodybuilder.
Yeah.
I wish you could see the side chest that I saw the Fouad. This particular picture is what
I know the
that
one I saw it as well. Someone's posted
No, it's
it,
okay.
maybe.
I get it. But I feel like he's in between classes. I don't feel like he's a smaller bodybuilder, but I do understand what Urs is saying. I feel like he's kind of
looking phenomenal, but it's hard for me to understand how they judge. Just like look at this and then
well,
Compare.
You're sitting with
compare it with me, or like I have totally different muscle bellies. I'm more like grainier and harder and have more like another line, another symmetry. And
well, Urs, you're sitting with
you can compare me to Terrence and more to Chris, like James said before. And then you have like different bodies, like a Brian or Ramon inside. Or
what it is actually, what I noticed, this is what it is as well. It's like the guys like yourself have incredible detail. And then the guys that are kind of round and full have a bit less detail. And I find that's where it's hard to compare.
Okay, but wait a minute. Not everybody has to look the same. Like even if you look at open,
no. But it's just said it's harder to compare.
No. I know, but we're just saying like he doesn't understand how you can compare this and that, and they're all in the same place and close to the same.
I think the wording he means.
Can I answer?
I was going to tell you.
We have a chat here.
I have a good. Because I think I have a good insight for that. Yeah. Because I agree 100%. There's a different look for classic, and that look should be the ideal look that you're looking for. But it's still a pretty new category where you are getting a lot of in-between type guys who are borderline 212 pros, borderline classic, whatever the case may be. So I think and you have to judge what's in front of you. So if you get 10 guys in a class and 5 fit the classic mold and 5 are still good body, still good physiques, but just don't have the same classic look, you got to just still judge what's the best overall package.
I have a question for that. I have a question for that, Paul. Sorry, I don't want to interrupt. I just have a question. So should the judging criteria be classic shape first and then everything else?
It's still full. And to me, you can't prioritize one criteria over another. Yeah, it's still total.
Total package. Yeah.
Remember, I told you I struggled with this one class recently because it was a situation where we had a guy who won the class who was shredded and very complete, but just not a classic look by the term, by the definition of the term. Second place guy looked beautiful from the front and side, was incredible, but from the back was very, very lacking. Third guy had a great classic look, was very balanced, but was too small. He just hadn't filled out his frame enough yet. He just looked too small next to these other two guys. So that's how we placed them 1, 2, 3 like that. But I had this conversation with Fouad. I was like, man, I struggle with that class if we got it right or not. And I told you how we judged it. And you were like, no, but what you told me sounds like you got it right because we had to judge what's in front of you.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I get it.
There is a way to explain this, but I don't know what they're called. There's a graph type, which is basically how you have to judge. So we'll, keep saying what you're saying, but there's this, when you see there's attributes around in a circle and then the graph has dots and you pull towards each of those.
Yes.
That's the graph type that bodybuilding is kind of judged on. So no one is going to be all of one or all of another. It's
right,
how do you, and I can't remember that type of graph that is.
I think what Paul is always, I think that's what Paul is always trying to tell me when we talk about shows is it's the entire package and how it fits together compared to somebody else's entire package.
So the way I think of it in my head is like if you're so let's say each criteria is worth 100 points, for example, and one guy is 99 on conditioning, but like 60 on symmetry. Another guy is like 70 and 70 on both. His strength may have been too much for the other guy's, strengths and weaknesses,
Yeah. I got
that. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, I look at it like I say, it's a spider chart. I look at it, it's like.
Yeah, a pie chart. Yeah,
a spider. A spider chart.
A spider chart.
I know you're thinking about pies, Paul. But
I'm getting hungry.
I'll break it up. So we can see what we're talking about.
I know it probably doesn't mean much to anybody, but yeah, it's just kind of how when I see in my head.
So
strangely,
I think this is what James is talking about.
It's just called a spider chart, and
so
it's just basic. Yes,
if you look at this,
that's how I see bodybuilding. So I'll see
you change these names to like shape, conditioning, whatever, right? Everyone's point is going to lead to the person is going to be somewhere on this graph somewhere. He's going to be leaning more towards one point than another.
Yeah.
It's going to be the new scorecard for next year.
Imagine that. I have now using spider graphs.
You just pull the line. That'd be great. Do it on an iPad.
New ideas.
Let's take a look at James is 6 weeks out from the Olympia.
I saw it today.
Posted this. Looks like to me, this is already better conditioning than the previous two shows.
Days.
James, are you gone? Where'd you go?
I think James froze.
James never freezes. This is the first time.
Taking a nap.
There he is.
James, you there?
I'm back. Sorry, I had like a spike, like a lag.
Okay. Would I be right to say that this is better conditioning than the previous two shows already?
Yeah, especially if I tried to try it out a bit.
I also would like to ask,
did your wife pick these underwear? Yeah, are
No.
those underwear? Is that a
No, that is
They're
actually
great.
my sponsor for trunks just sent them just to say like just have them. They are crazy. So
those are
I'm using-
awesome.
I love them for checking.
Are you going to wear these on stage?
Oh, please.
No, because I only wear. I'm boring. I wear black, and then at finals I might wear.
You
some
need to
colour.
wear them at the after party.
I'll wear them at the after. I'll absolutely wear them at the after party with a bottle of champagne.
And send me some over. I'm gonna rock these bad boys.
I'll get Iron Monkey to sort you out. straight away.
Yeah,
Every time I see these check-ins, I always think about whoever's in this window.
yeah.
I know, I'm peeking.
That's what I wanted to say.
No, but James, it's looking really fucking it's starting to get gnarly.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that was the plan. You know, the plan was to like. I hate to say it because it sounds really like cliche, where you come into qualifiers not 100%, but there's a certain amount of what you need to bring in order to get to the ticket to the Olympia, and then obviously the Olympia you just want to try and be a little bit better, and the only way I can really be better is try and maintain the muscularity and be a bit harder. That's the judges said to me, so I just did what the judges said, really.
This is what I was watching,
How much
Oh,
you got
God.
on there?
dude. It's
Only
five,
like 5 plates.
only 5 plates.
Yeah,
And he's
geez.
got
Five
only-
playing with
Every
it.
time I'm looking at your videos, I'm first of all, what I'm gonna do is count the plates, and then I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Honestly, boys,
12 plates
yeah, no, I don't
aside,
do
and
no,
I'm like, what the fuck?
I ain't been doing no crazy stuff for a while.
Yeah, but
'cause I
this
just-
is.
It looks so easy for you though.
Paul, look, it's 5 plates. He's got heels elevated also.
Yeah.
It's not really a wide stance.
Looks
And
like
he's-
my warm-up
he's-
set.
And he's using a
Exactly.
safety squat bar, and he's got perfect control.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just like it's like a normal person just getting up to pick something off the floor and going back up again. Like, you know, but he's got 600 pounds on his back.
yeah.
My warm up doesn't even look this fucking clean.
No,
I
me
just,
either.
do you know what? I just come to realize I just love fucking getting under a
But-
bar and doing it.
James, do you always elevate your heels when you use that particular bar? Because you
I
move forward
elevate
with
my
it?
heels even on a squat sometimes.
Oh, you do, eh?
I like to force quad recruitment. I really do.
So okay,
Really?
so you feel more in your
I get nervous
yeah.
about
I
that
think
do you?
I think
Yeah.
you're one of the few persons who really works with squats, so free weight
Yeah,
squats.
I think a lot of people it does feel off for.
that works really good for you, in my opinion. That's
What-
crazy.
Why is
Yeah.
it feel unsafe, Fouad?
Well, just for me, it feels unsafe. I'm not saying people shouldn't do it. I just feel like it puts a lot of strain closer to the knee.
Oh, okay.
And
Some
I'm like,
people, listen, if something, again, anyone listening, if something feels wrong,
Yeah.
absolutely, like, don't do it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that
Yeah.
that is for everybody. I'm saying
Yeah.
when I do it, it's just maybe
Yeah.
because my joints are beat up. I don't know.
Man,
I
you know,
feel
it
more-
comes down to
Yeah.
ankle mobility. It's the old saying, knees, hips, how does everything move?
I had a trainer who said to me, like, "Urs, all exercises you don't like or you don't feel it, go for them."
What do
Really?
you mean?
Imagine-
Why?
They're really
Force
Everyone's
it.
help
gonna
you.
make everyone's gonna make you the champion.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
if you're like RDLs with the barbell, I don't know why I don't feel it, or I'm getting used to it, and then he's like, go for it, train it, and then
Really?
sometimes it
And they get hurt.
sometimes it helps, but when it's about pain, then you better don't do it.
I think some
You're
people
old,
they have that
more than
mindset
20.
of like do the uncomfortable things to get good. But
Wait a minute,
yeah,
but
there is
that's
also
different. But that's different. I think you should do the things that you don't like. Like I used to hate doing barbell rows, but I would do them every single week.
Yeah.
But I think but we're saying he doesn't feel it. I think that's different because I think if you can't feel something, maybe it's not working.
Yeah. Well, I can't do upright rows. And
Yeah,
If I try,
well,
if I
yeah.
force them,
I can't either.
no.
Yeah.
Really?
But Fouad, if you wouldn't feel the barbell rows, then you still would do it.
No, I wouldn't. I have to be able to feel it. But I'm saying I hated it because it was just a hard
Okay.
movement. I was like,
Oh,
fuck.
Yeah.
Some days I go in there, I'm like, fuck, I don't want to do this. But I knew I would feel better after I did it, and I knew I
Yeah.
needed it.
Yeah.
But if I
Yeah.
don't for one arm, like single arm dumbbell rows, I never had a really, really great connection with.
Yeah.
So I never used to do them every week. I would do them once
Mhm.
in a while.
Dumbbell
we're
rows are a hard
opposites.
one.
They were opposites on
Yeah,
that.
especially for back. I listened to the podcast with Ian together, and he told us about about his back improvements and how he get it. And I was right the same way from Arnold's this year until the Olympia. I didn't do the normal back exercises anymore, like a lat pull down. I just did the Nautilus machines and like different stuff, and that helped me so much to
Really?
improve my back. Yeah.
'Cause you got a
so-
better connection that way. Is that why?
Yeah, I always started with the old school stuff, like
Yeah.
lat pull downs, T-bar rows, and that just doesn't fit for me and my like biomechanics. So I just did what I really feel, and it changed dramatically for me. So
it's the same for me, bro. Like I can't, when I do like a pull down with a straight bar, there's something like, there's a disparity in my body, because it's the same with when I do the upright row. My shoulders just don't like doing this, whatever it may be. So I have to do single plane, whatever it be.
That's what Fouad likes to do.
Yeah, I need that neutral hand or an underhand. I can't do anything really like that, unless the only time I do something like that is if I'm on an assisted pull-up machine and I'm actually trying to hit my middle back.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, and in your back video, you also did it from wider left and right from the unilateral cables.
Yeah, so I can only, and that would be in place of that assisted pull-up.
Yeah.
Like I have to have a unilateral. Yeah, I couldn't use a bar because it just doesn't feel right. I see Brandon Curry doing a bar and it looks like it's connecting tremendously. And then, we do it and it's like, I can't feel shit really.
James, how long, if someone's starting out and let's say you tell them to do T-bar rows or barbell rows or whatever exercise, squats, they say, I don't feel it. How long do you tell them to keep trying to do it? And if they still can't feel it after X amount of time, do you tell them to stop, or should they just keep doing it anyway?
I think really with that, you need to, from an experienced eye, you need to watch them do it. Because you can answer that unless you watch them do it, because it could be they don't feel it because of how it's being done. If it's been done well and you look at it mechanically, you're like, everything's moving how it should, but yet they don't feel it, I would fuck it off.
But how long would you wait? Like, would you make them do it for like 2 months? Would you make them try it for three months? Like,
I would probably have them doing it for a couple of months, 8 weeks tops, and then I'd be like, you know what?
But honestly, guys, I don't know how you feel about it, but I'm training since 9 or 10 years, and every year I'm like, what the fuck I did last year? Right now, I'm feeling this exercise so much better. So when you go out from this case,
it's a forever evolving thing, isn't it?
Man, I've been training 40 years and Fouad still fixes my form every workout.
Yeah, that's so crazy.
But it's like you say, it was like one exercise could have felt really good for you for an entire season. And then the next season you come to that exercise again and it just doesn't feel the same anymore.
Yeah.
And is that because obviously when you're developing muscle on your body, it's not just in one area, it's everywhere. And those other muscle groups have an effect on how all muscles work.
That's true.
That's what I'm wondering.
Yeah. Last week I did dumbbell curls. I didn't do normal dumbbell curls since a year or two, and then I did it again, and I'm like, what the fuck? This exercise is so good for my arms. Why I don't do it? And then
I love dumbbell curls.
I reintroduced it. Yeah.
I never do normal dumbbell curls anymore.
I love dumbbell curls to start, and I also love doing incline dumbbell curls. So I get a bigger stretch.
I do the incline hammer curl.
Yeah, that's the same thing. Yeah, we do that sometimes too.
Yeah, I like those. I'll tell you who made me do them. A friend of mine, actually, a pro from England, Rob Cannon, got me doing those.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Did he have an injury just recently?
Yeah.
Rob?
Yeah, I thought
Rob Taylor. Rob Taylor.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Not
I'm sorry.
Rob Taylor,
yeah. Rob's cool guy as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Favorite arm exercise is preacher curl.
Yes, I like a preacher machine. We got a Gymleco one. And
really? Is it good?
Dual-handed Gymleco one. Everyone uses a single hand.
Yeah, Dorian has that at his gym.
I think it's very shit single hand, but if you do double hand and chest support, it's really good.
Really?
It drops off like the weight. When you get to about there, it eases off nicely so you can get short.
Yeah.
And then it gets so it's just the curve on it. It's just good for someone like me there's certain points that are a bit sticky in the old bicep.
I need a new one. I love preachers the most, but my preacher bench sucks. Like my preacher machine is shit.
Well, what have you got?
I love the Prime preacher curl machine.
Yeah, Dorian's got that one too. I've tried that. It's nice.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say, Paul?
Remember if we said sometimes we go on the low pulley row, or sorry, we would just pull a bench up and do cable curls from up high.
That's right. Yeah,
Marcus Rule used to love them, didn't he?
The Marcus Rule special.
The thing is about those though, I
trained with him and then we did it. And
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
I like to finish with those though, because they're like I don't feel like they're like a mass movement. I feel like it's more
blood
like
volume.
Contraction. Yeah, blood volume.
Yeah.
That's right.
It's just a great contraction.
So like a preacher, I feel like I can put a lot of weight on it and get like a good connection. But on that movement, I feel like I go lighter and just try and get more of a squeeze.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you start with your arms like first exercise heavy and
No.
Then you go
No,
like for your chest, you start with the heavy compounds.
I do biceps like I do everything else. So I start with my heavier stuff.
I don't
and then I go lighter at the end.
I don't
Well, I don't really go
Interesting.
light because I only do 2 exercises.
yeah.
I do one arm day. I do like high volume, high rep shit, and that really works for me.
Yeah.
James is impervious to injury, knock on wood. So I think he can do whatever he wants. I think
Well, heavy's relative, and I'm not very strong on biceps.
yeah. No, but I just mean like when I start my workouts, John taught me this a long time ago. I used to always start, remember Paul, we used to start like with chest. We would always start with like bench press and go fucking heavy.
Now you can pet deck and shit.
When I started working with John in 2014, John was like, look, I want you to do a machine first.
Yeah.
So I do like a machine press, or like I'll do dumbbell curls. And then when I want to do like my heavier shit, like if I want to do preacher and I want to do a lot of weight, I'm already warm from the first movement.
Yeah.
So I don't ever do my heaviest. Like we used to squat first. There was a long time where we'd squat first.
Yeah.
Now I do something else first.
Yeah, I have to do hamstrings before I even touch quads.
Yeah.
Always.
Anyway, I wanted to ask you guys about the Olympia because I've started a.
Right. I'm going to quickly pee so I don't miss this. I'll be right back.
Okay.
I got to go too,
I'm gonna
actually.
miss
One
this
second.
Okay, I'll stay with Urs and we'll discuss.
Okay, 1 minute.
I'm out now.
Yeah, just me by myself.
Yeah. So time for some Manscaped.
All right, Urs.
Oh,
How much
shit.
do you know? How much do you know about open bodybuilding?
I love open bodybuilding.
All right,
and
let's give me your placings for the Olympia.
in my little young heart, I'm a
You're an
big
open
guy,
bodybuilder.
but yeah,
What
but I'm fucking small.
what do you think this year? Do you have any idea of the top 10?
I have Rami first, Brandon second,
Rami.
Bonac third,
1 sec, slow down.
In about 20 minutes.
Brandon,
Brandon,
Potty,
no, Bonac,
Bonac.
because I saw him guest posing today.
Really?
Yeah, in South Germany.
Oh, okay. We got a
And,
proper fucking graph.
And how did he
Excel
look?
spreadsheet.
How did he look? Crazy?
Yeah, he's not. We love to connect to each other, and I visit him in the Netherlands, and we train together. And since then, we're talking a lot, and he's not the guy who's posting a lot of stuff and like talking a lot. And Brandon also is more like
Quiet,
the old
yeah.
school, not social media guy. And oftentimes everybody is in a hype and forget about these guys.
Yeah.
And he's really working hard, and yeah, he's
Okay.
also in a good headspace. So
Good.
I have the insights.
All right. So Bonac third. Who's fourth?
Yeah. Fourth is Hardy for me.
Yep.
Then with Hunter,
Hunter,
Nick,
Nick,
Samson, Ian, Derek, and
Hey, Derek, fuck.
It's so hard to put there.
one more.
Andrew?
who's missing?
Andrew.
Andrew, perhaps.
Yeah, Andrew.
All right, James, we gotta add you to the list. This is not a final list. We're just putting out the original list, and then we're making adjustments as we go.
When do we get to have to make it? When do we have to make it final by
We'll
Fouad?
do a final like a week or two out.
Okay.
Figure out.
I think Brandon or Rami can win, but I'm just to mix up a little bit. I'm going to put Brandon in first, just because I feel like it's too dominated by Rami.
Wait a minute. We're probably gonna put some money on this, or
I got
some type of
minute.
bad, or some type of nasty bet. So make sure
Abdallah sent me a video of Brandon a few weeks back that was a few weeks before that, and he was looking really good.
I'm not saying Brandon can't win. I'm just saying don't pick just to mix up because you might.
Well, I said either can win, so I might have to get
you might have to get a tattoo.
Rami.
Yeah.
Rami.
James, you saw Bonac guest posing today?
I didn't know.
I didn't see that.
I bet
Is it online?
tremendous.
Yeah, I saw it on Marcus Rule's story.
Oh, I gotta check that out.
1 second. Marcus Rule. 1 second here. Let's see. Let's click.
I got it.
Who's that?
Yeah, you can
Oh,
jump
that's
from.
who's that guy?
That's Classic FM. Classic.
Oh, he looks
Classic.
great.
Yeah.
I remember this guy actually. He looks really
Yeah, I
good.
really like him. He works. Did you still work with Stefan?
Yeah.
Look at
That's
that
cool.
vacuum. Crazy.
Who is he?
I'll show you a picture of him after, Paul. He's fucking got a great physique.
He's got some good height to him as well.
Yeah, they had a lot of guest poses. There was a
How's Marcus Roll doing?
Is he a promoter?
no, he's like the host of the event.
How's he doing? Is he good?
Yeah, I'm going to visit him in 2 weeks for another video shoot, and we had a seminar last week, so he's really good.
He looks good
busy.
still. He looks big still.
Look at this fucking.
Yeah.
He's so round, eh?
Yeah.
Pretty round.
I think that's gonna be the best Bonac we ever saw.
Think
Yeah.
so?
Yeah,
See his
because
legs.
imagine that the last years he did everything by his own and had a lot of struggles. So
Huh.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he looks good there.
He don't look too shabby.
Yeah.
yeah. And the smile of Marcus tells the truth.
he's like tremendous.
That guy looks good.
Yeah, another German pro. They had a lot of guest poses there. Yeah, he's so round.
He's a thick
Yeah.
boy.
How did
Yeah.
how did his legs look?
That's what I
Urs?
want to see.
In Boston, they looked improved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's that say?
And this guy is training crazy. Like I said, I visited William in the Netherlands for 3 or 4 days. We did some video shoots together, spent some time. I slept at his home and together spent some time with his family, and then we went to the training and did like hamstrings, and I'm like, yeah, okay, we do 4 or 5
hamstrings nice and
movements.
easy, and he kicks shit.
Yeah, easy. We spent 3.5 fucking hours in this gym doing 20 exercises.
What?
Hamstring 20.
He's a man.
I don't know. I don't
Holy
even know
shit.
20 exercises.
I don't either.
Yeah.
No, 20 exercises.
How many
It
sets
was
each? Like
so
4 sets
brutal.
each?
4 sets each. He's like, and then super
fuck.
set this, and this.
And that's normal for him?
Yeah, and then
Don't
then
tell
next day we
Paul
did-
this, man.
We did
We're
back.
gonna try
We did
this.
back.
Yeah,
Yeah,
don't
we
give
did
him bright
back for
ideas.
40 sets, and I'm like, okay.
Don't tell Paul about anything new, because every time this happens, we'll end up at the gym and Paul will be like,
We should
Hey,
try that.
we should
got more
try
volume."
doing 20 exercises. And I'm-
Yeah, I was 1 week after I did the same shit.
That's crazy.
All right, James,
Yeah.
we're back.
We're back.
Rami, second.
It's the battle between Bonac and Huddy, isn't it? I'll go for Bonac.
Okay.
And then I'll go for Huddy.
Yep.
I'm torn. I think because of conditioning, Nick and Hunter are still going to be. I would like Samson to be there.
Yeah.
I would like Samson to be there. I'm going to put Samson there.
I put him too.
And then I'm going to go Nick. And then I'm going to go Hunter. And it's not because I don't think they're great. I just think it's going to be so marginal that
Yeah.
8th, Derek.
Excuse me.
Derek's back. Looked
I
so
think
sick in this video.
Andrew.
I think Derek's the hardest one to place.
You saw it, Paul?
It's just I don't know where to put him because he's
Who
just
else qualified? So
Yeah.
Andrew, and then probably Ian.
Ian 10th.
Yeah, and it's not taking anything away from Ian. It's just because I think it's going to be such a fine line between them that it could flip flop. But I think that they're very interested in Andrew doing well because he's like current.
I got
Derek and Andrew for me are already like hype trains going into the show. They're like, it's like when they're promoting a boxing match.
Yeah.
Like those two names for me are already, they want them there.
Yeah.
So I feel like that by default almost pushes people back by 2. So I hate to like that's not anything.
I
against
don't know
the,
if that's true. I think they want them
no,
there, but I don't think
it's
they're
not.
gonna,
It's not. But they're going to get looked at.
they're going to get looked
given.
at. Yeah,
they're going to
gonna
get given opportunity,
yes,
and
I agree.
opportunity is everything. And if them boys don't fuck up the chance to have the opportunity, then this could really work out in their favor.
I got
So-
Derek in 4th.
And he could be, he's I don't know. It's like, this is such a tough top 10.
To me,
And again, the only reason Ian's there is actually just because of structure. Because
Yeah.
I think he'll be harder and bigger than people, but I just think Derek's structure's ridiculous. Andrew's just phenomenally big and just takes up so much room, and just your eyes are drawn to him.
Mhm.
You just
I
like when he's on
think,
stage, you just go like that.
And then what if
I think if Hadi can be 3rd last year and potentially, and even won one of the nights, I think. I don't think there's any reason, and he's like 230 pounds. I don't think there's any reason why Derek can't be right up there with him. Because
I think he can, but I don't think Derek's going to be as hard from the front as those guys
yeah, that's
I
gonna be a
think he
good
will with
comparison.
I think he will with the added
with the
muscle.
additional muscle. I
think
hope he is.
I think the only reason that Derek looked the way he looked, like this, he had
Having to come down.
skinnier legs, a little bit softer in the quad muscle. I think it's because they had to suck off 10 pounds to get him on weight.
Yeah.
Let's say
I
this as
think-
well. Let's say this as well, by the way. There's going to be 35 people qualified. Even if you come 10th, you beat 25 people. Pretty much.
Yeah, of the best in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is why I'm not discrediting anyone in this list. Ian's a
Yeah.
friend of
Yeah.
mine, and I'm not trying to
Yeah.
say I'm not saying you're shit than last year because you come 10th. If you do come
Yeah.
10th, if
Yeah.
anything, you're
That's
better because you
crazy.
beat
That's
25
Yeah,
fucking
crazy
I think-
achievement. Imagine.
I think it means more this year than any other year.
A
being in the top
10th this
10.
year, is better than if he gets to 7th last year. In my opinion,
I agree.
Yeah.
Is this the
I
biggest
agree.
lineup ever of 35?
Biggest
It
I've ever-
could be.
biggest
It's the
I've
biggest
ever
year
seen.
since I started bodybuilding.
I've never heard of it being this big before.
I've never seen it 30. And this is why I think
Bear in mind, we haven't even mentioned like Raf, Justin,
well,
Shaban.
I mean, but that's
Crizzle.
me.
That's what I mean. Look at the quality.
But wait a minute, me and Ian had this conversation. We're like, okay, fine, because somebody said, "How come you don't think Hassan is being talked about more?" And I was like, okay, fine, let's talk about Hassan. Let's talk about Raf. Let's talk about whoever. Who do you replace them with?
Yeah, I know.
Exactly.
I know.
Like, if you look at this
Yeah.
list, if you look at this list, if you look
They're
at
the creme de la creme.
if you look
Yeah.
at the top 10, right? Most of us have Andrew, Samson, Ian in 10th, right? Does Raf beat any of these 3 guys?
Well,
Does
at the end of
does-
the day, I don't think many people beat those guys.
that's what I'm trying to say. So like, there's so many guys to talk about.
Mhm.
I mean, James and yourself.
Still James, yeah.
I mean, but the reason that this is what it comes down to when you're talking about 35 guys, whoever is out of shape automatically is getting fucking tossed out.
Yep.
So it's like, I think when you have this many
Yes.
people, you better come
Yeah. You better
you
bring
better
your
come
game.
with the goods because
For sure.
But guys, how are they gonna make it from a time management perspective?
I don't know.
Because we have 40 guys or 50 guys in classic. We have 50 or 60 guys in men's physique. We have
we've been talking about this, about how I think they should be
prejudging is gonna
At the end of the
be there
day,
for
Yeah.
unless you're lights out when you walk out, you're going to miss your opportunity.
Yeah.
Because
first call out.
the names of the first call out of the 10 we've mentioned, they're going to get drawn forward first.
Yes.
And unless you walk out and you just look totally different and everyone's like, fuck me, your condition is stand out better, everybody. That's
They're
the only
gonna-
it's
opportunity.
gonna
You have.
be a first call out of 10 or of 6.
Well,
Eight
when
probably.
there's 30 people, 35, there's going to have to be a slightly bigger call out, I think.
But then you run that risk of not enough room for everybody, and you eyes can't see 10
I
guys
think
at
they'll
once
still
on
do
stage.
6. I think the thing is
I think they'll do
this,
6.
I think when they come out individually, they're going to go, these 20 guys are out of shape.
Yeah.
And then it's easier to cycle through them when they're doing their comparisons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the guys that are going to take time are the guys that are in shape. Okay, well, let's compare these guys. These are all in
Yeah.
shape. At least we
Mhm.
can.
I just hope everyone's fat as fuck.
Yeah.
All of you. All come in fat.
Well, look, I mean, James, we do this every year, right? Let's do predictions based on everybody being 100%. But inevitably, there's
It's
like
not everyone's going to be.
30% are in like tip top shape.
Yeah.
There's usually 10% that are in like crazy shape, then like another 20% that are in great shape, and then it goes down from there.
Yeah.
Usually, like, at least a third of the guys are going to miss their peak.
But I hope with this, like with all these classes being so big, I hope guys get fair looks though. Like I hope they don't have to rush through
I
things
think
because
they
of
need
time
to shrink it,
constraints.
man. I think they need to shrink it.
Or keep it all
Yeah.
night even. Who cares? You know what I mean? Like as long as people need to
No,
get a
you
good
can't. You can't. Dude,
I know
it's
you can't.
It's not feasible to compare these guys and really give them the time they deserve.
I guess with that size of a lineup, you can't. No.
No, because it's like James said, the guys with the biggest names are going to get looked at first.
And the most.
Right. But that's also because of a time crunch.
Yeah,
Yes,
which is
yes.
unfortunate.
Yeah, that's nothing against how
Yeah.
they judge. It's that you've got limited time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only solution to it. You
So
got to
they're
put a
gonna-
number in it.
So it's like this. So the judges are probably doing, well, they're not doing the same thing we're doing, but let's say the judges probably have this same thing in mind, right? Like
Yeah,
they're
they're
gonna go,
preempting. They
They
go,
have this-
okay,
they have this list of guys and they're
Yeah.
like, okay, well, these are the guys we think are going to be in the top 10.
Right.
Those are the guys that are probably gonna get the most time to like for them to look at.
Yeah. So
which
why
is
is it
which is unfortunate for like, some
well,
guys,
people of my caliber are probably not going to get as much of an opportunity, but that is what it is.
you won't get as long of a look potentially?
Yeah, not unless, like I say, unless you come in like Ronnie 03 and everyone's like, Jesus Christ, what
Yeah.
happened to him?
well, and that's
Which
why
isn't gonna happen.
but that's I think James, that's why I think the individual posing round matters so
It's
much,
very important.
Yeah.
because then they take a guy like, okay, maybe James is not talked about as much as Derek, but if James comes out and he's a fucking outstanding, they're like, oh, okay, well, wait a minute, well, we got to make sure we throw him in the loop and
Right.
compare him.
Right.
So that
Yeah.
individual round is going to be crazy for Classic too. I mean, with 40 guys, they're going to do the same thing.
Right. Yeah.
It's gonna be
It's going to be
crazy.
first impressions, man.
Yeah. I
Absolutely.
don't know.
I was
So-
there in the preaching. I remember I was there on stage for 45 minutes. It
Are you serious?
feels like forever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck, man.
At 6 or
So-
7 comparisons.
Is it because there's more shows now? Is that why there's so many more guys qualified?
Yeah.
So maybe they might,
Yeah.
in the future might have to start.
It's been a
designating
longer
shows.
season as well. It's been a longer season.
Well,
because
there are
the,
still shows. Still,
There's still
today was
more.
Spain.
Yeah.
Today was
Brazil.
Yeah. So maybe in the
Brazil.
future they're gonna have to make like Olympia qualifiers
this
and
is what
non-Olympia qualifiers.
This is what we've been talking about on numerous podcasts, Paul. We've been talking about how, well, one of the things I said would be a solution is not letting the top 6 qualify, or top 5, whatever it is. I think everybody should have to requalify.
Really? You don't think? I disagree,
Yeah.
Fouad. I think top
only
5 should
I think only
requalify.
Mr. Olympia should qualify.
Really? Fair enough. You
I
know,
like that.
Because
I like that.
Think
I
about
think there
it.
should be some reward though for being top 5 in the world.
Why?
I just think you
doing
should
a
do top
statement
5.
right now.
Why you didn't? You
I
didn't win
think
it- you didn't win
everybody
anything.
should.
Why am I rewarding you?
I don't know. Maybe I'm just a traditionalist a little bit in that way. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
but
just
think
think
about
that
it.
top 5,
Yeah,
you
but-
earn the right to come back next year.
Yeah, but as a traditionalist, you should want those guys to get on stage again. You should be like, you know what? Okay, Hottie, good for you. You took 3rd. Now go win another show and requalify.
There's a strong argument, and as a
Because-
fan, I would like to see
because
that because then
also-
it makes
Because
Yeah.
one, it's
It's
good
great for the
one-
fans.
it is
One,
good
it's
for the fans. You're right.
One, it's good for the fans. 2, it eliminates 4 other shows
Yeah,
that other people can qualify at, right?
true.
And then it just gives you more access. Like everybody's waiting for the Olympia. It's like, no, it'd be nice to be able to see these guys like Nick and Hunter and Hottie and like Brandon. No, go like Brandon did the Arnolds. It was nice
Yes.
to be able to see
And you know,
Brandon.
This is why they should have the European tour after the Olympia still.
Yeah,
Because then if no one qualified, everyone would have to qualify and you get top tier shows post Olympia.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? You do make a good point because for the fans to be better, because then some of these smaller shows you would have a big name no matter what.
You would have Bonac,
you know?
you'd have
And
imagine
then,
having,
yeah,
and then
Yeah.
in combination with that, they need to eliminate some of the shows so that you don't have shows like where there's 2 guys that are like premier guys and then a whole bunch of guys that like don't belong
Well,
there.
I think
Like look at the show.
shows-
Look at the show. No offense to anybody that just competed at the show Crizzo did,
Mhm.
but like
Yeah.
I don't even know. I don't even know
Right.
those guys.
in my opinion, shows should almost have to go through a bit of a qualification process. Like your first year as a show, you shouldn't be Olympic qualifier yet.
Yeah, I
Should be
agree with
around
that.
for a few years.
Yeah, I
You
agree
know,
with that.
the show should be established.
The only problem with that, Paul, though, is then nobody does the show. You can't do that because these guys need to make money, right?
If you
Like, it's
promote
like-
it well and you treat your athletes well, people
No.
do your show still. I think.
No, they won't. You got
No, you think it's
no,
all about the
because think
data?
about it. Think about the shows we already had this year. They're all
Yeah.
Olympia qualifiers, and they still weren't getting a lot of bodies. So it's not a matter of the prestige of the show. I mean, that's slightly important, but I think it's more a matter of how many shows there are.
I feel like one a
Yeah.
month, and then a couple of times a year you have 2 on different sides of the planet because then it makes it accessible. So you
Yeah.
might have the Japan Pro at the same time as a US show, and then you have a UK show at the same time, blah blah blah, a Europe show. So
Yeah.
you can do 12 shows, and then maybe on 2 or 3 of
Yes.
occasions, 16 people qualify.
But James,
Yeah.
let me ask you this: instead of doing a show once a month, do you think it would be beneficial to the IFBB to do 2 shows every other month? So like they do 2 shows in October, take a month off, then do 2 shows in December.
I don't know. I'm thinking for the athletes, it'd be easy for them to stay.
Yeah,
in
but
their
I was
preps.
I'm thinking about the athletes too, because I'm thinking to myself, then a guy can diet and he can do 2 shows.
Oh, I
right?
see.
Because if I diet for a show in March,
Yeah.
and then there's no show on March 10th, I do a show, and then there's no show until April 10th. I got to hold my condition for a whole month.
Yeah,
I feel like 4 weeks. Yeah, but 4 weeks ain't that bad.
Yeah, I just thought like if they did one like March 10th and then one March, 2 weeks later.
Yeah, you could listen.
The guy could, right?
Or maybe this, Fouad, you can make it whereas like if your show only had 10 athletes in it, for example, that's not an Olympic qualifier, unfortunately. You have to have at least 15 or 20, whatever the number may be.
I just feel like the only problem with that, Paul, is like you pay a sanction fee to the IFBB to have the show. Right?
Yeah.
You got to pay 25 grand or whatever it is to have the show. Then you got to come up with the prize money.
Yeah.
Yeah, come up with another $20,000, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then you got to put the venue and you go, so you're in like $100,000 when you just open the doors.
Yeah.
So if your show is not an Olympia qualifier and you don't get some of the bigger names to come to your show and you don't get any audience, now you're probably in the hole.
Yeah.
So I think if you made smaller show, like if you made less shows overall, now you took out the top 5 all qualifying. You just did Mr. Olympia only.
Yep.
Then you have bigger names and you have more guys coming to the shows. You have more audience. You have more people buying live stream. The promoter makes more money. The promoter makes more money. The fans are happier because they're bigger shows, deeper lineups.
Yeah.
It's like it checks, and then there's less guys at the Olympia. Like it checks all the boxes, right?
You would have a lot, and the shows would be much bigger because there's a lot of pros now.
I know.
So yeah, you would have.
What do you think, Urs? What do you think?
Urs, what do you think, buddy?
I think what Fouad said is a good strategy to do this, and I wouldn't let anybody doing the Olympia again, like no top 5 and not even the Olympia champ is automatically requalified. Imagine Chris Bumstead on another pro show and you get a chance to
it'd be huge
for a rematch.
Then if you really want it.
Yeah, it'd be huge for that show too to have someone like Chris or Randy or someone.
And for the fans, of course, it's so cool
those are good arguments,
I mean, Paul, remember how exciting Tampa was when we were there?
Great, yeah. Look who was in the show.
It was like we were there watching, and there was like 4 or 5 or 6 good pros at that show.
Yeah.
Imagine if all the shows were like that.
Yeah, those are you guys are convincing me with these arguments. I got to admit, because you got to look at it from a fan standpoint. I think because those are the most. You got to keep the fans happy.
It's so awesome, and you get so excited, and you have like one big top tier show every month, and then you're like, "Whoa, crazy!"
And the promoters would love it.
Well, look at other sport, Look at other sports. So, what you call soccer and we call football. If you win the World Cup, you don't qualify to be in the World Cup final for the next one.
True. Yeah, true. That's a good point.
Well, same thing with individual sports like golf. Like you have to keep requalifying for these tournaments or whatever.
Formula One, same thing.
Those are all strong arguments.
Maybe we should just totally rewrite the book. Yeah, just
I mean, you got to make bodybuilding exciting again, and that would be one step.
Honestly, that was the best thing that I'm not requalified at the Olympia because I took 4th and not 3rd. So I had to do the Arnold's, I had to do the Boston show, I had to do Kuwait.
Makes you proactive.
I have 3 more pro wins on my belt, so I did. And of course, I did. So I traveled to the whole world with this shit, and it was so excited. I met so many people. I trained in the Oxygen in Kuwait. It's from all perspectives, it was great. So
yes, that's what's left. So
I think that's a good point to not do it.
All right.
Yeah, I'm with you guys on that. I think we've I think this is the best thing we've said about this over all the podcasts.
I think that's a really good idea. Nobody gets
because it's kind of like just clean slate that shit, man.
Yeah, I love you.
I did a total 180.
You're my favorite person on earth. You know that, right?
You convinced me.
I love Paul because like if you talk to him long enough, you can change his mind about anything.
It took getting Urs on.
That could be a good quality too, though, right? I'm not stubborn.
No, it's a great quality.
And another good point, you can promote the athlete more. You can do like
he's going to be coming to this show, blah blah blah.
Yeah,
and
you
told
can do
that.
trailers. You can do
There's
trailers
only
with
one
James,
But
and then you have like light shows and everything.
That's
And
true.
yeah,
There's only one negative that I can see,
what's that?
and it's really only for the top 5. If they have to compete,
pessimist.
they have to. No. I just because I know somebody else going to say it, so I just want to make sure we cover it. Listen, if I don't say it, somebody else going to say it. So
What?
if I say it first, then I'm like, got it out of the way. The only negative is for those top 5, they're going to have to compete twice, and that's impact on their health. That's the only thing people could possibly say.
Yeah, but then everyone else is.
But everybody else has got to do it. So
And at least the top 5 won some nice money.
top 5, what?
Yeah.
They win some good money, so they have still got something from. There is a benefit to being top 5. Number 1, you're top 5 in the world. Number 2, you get paid more than other people for that particular show, and probably if you have a sponsor, you probably have a way to negotiate things with them because your position and your stock.
Yeah, and you know,
Hey, and don't forget, we are all professionals, and there are amateurs out there preparing themselves for the whole year for like
Oh
every
man,
pro
bro,
qualifier,
you see them do 7, 8 shows in a row.
regional shows, and then I have a friend of mine trying the 7th pro qualifier this year, so he's on prep all year long, and I think that's not really beneficial for your health. But you are a professional, you get good amount of money from it, and like I said,
and also it might make a lot of us, it might make a lot of us actually take more of a sensible, like a slightly more sensible approach, because knowing that is the fact. You don't have just a whole year to blast and fucking. Do you know what I mean? Like, let's put on as much size as we can because I got a whole year. Like, maybe it's better to compete more frequently, keep body weight down, be a bit
it could
more.
potentially lead to more prize money too, because promoters might start to compete to get these bigger athletes, so offer more prize money.
Listen, in my opinion, also health issues comes from too much weight. Yes. And when you go, like James said, full blown off season, 350 pounds for 10 months straight, and then go back to the Olympia prep, that's not the point.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Like you guys had it in the past, old school, you know, do 7 to 10 shows a year, and then you're always in a good shape and not too heavy.
Milos would love this, wouldn't he?
Yeah,
this is Milos kind of.
All right, let's
Ronnie Rocco did the same.
Let's knock out some questions before Urs has got to go. See if we can get some.
It's late here.
Does Charles Griffin beat Bonac?
No,
he shouldn't do. But Charles, let's not discredit how good Charles looks.
Good.
Charles looks great, but I don't think he's on.
Bonac's got more muscle than
level.
Majority of people. Yeah.
No, not doing that. What is or was your least favorite exercise that you have had in your routine, but did it anyway because it was super effective? We just kind of did this, didn't we?
A little bit.
No, because this is saying that it was super effective.
My least favorite that was super.
So an exercise you find boring, then that means that, but it does work.
Least favorite because it sucks.
Stiff leg deadlifts.
Yeah,
I didn't fucking love it, but it definitely worked.
Yeah, RDLs for me.
I hate that pendulum squat, Fouad.
Do you really?
Yeah, it works. But I hate it. I hate getting out of that thing. It fucking.
I'm so weak on pendulum.
Me too.
Getting in and out of the machine sucks.
Can do 2 or 3 45s, and then
I'd probably say barbell row. I find it like really boring to do.
Yeah.
But it does put a bit of meat on the back.
It does work. Yeah. Thoughts on GoodVito? Where would he place at this year's O? Does he have the potential to be Mr. O?
Did he win his pro card? Was it this weekend?
No, he won.
It was a regional. It was a regional.
Oh, because he had to qualify for a pro qualifier.
Let's take a look real quick, just so you guys so people know who we're talking about.
He's got some crazy genetics, like kind of massy carries.
Yeah,
this is.
And he looked improved. Definitely looked improved. But,
you know what's funny though?
Polish,
I saw him in a lineup, and he didn't look as impressive.
No.
I just want to see if I can find it.
Where did is this in the US or where was this?
Brazil, wasn't it?
Oh,
yeah, it was in Brazil.
His back looks like a little lacking there. Right?
His back is lagging for sure, as compared to his front. Yeah. Congratulations to Eduardo Correa, by the way.
Yeah,
awesome. Conditioning. Jeez,
crazy conditioning.
How old is Eduardo? Do you guys know?
50, maybe.
Yeah,
around
around 50.
Yeah, I don't know. Late 40s.
Guys fucking cut from fucking cement.
His glutes all hard there. Jesus.
Good for him, man. That's great to see.
Yeah,
got to be hard to make a comeback like that.
Kicking young bucks' asses, you know.
So this is the lineup I saw with Vito. So here he is with a couple other guys that aren't incredible.
Didn't tan his face.
But he looks a lot better than they do, but
they're not like exceptional bodybuilders.
This is what I'm saying. Like if you put him next to, like, people are saying, how would he do at the Olympia? So if we're going to compare him to Olympia competitors, it's like, how would he look standing next to James?
No way. Sorry.
No.
I love this kid, but it's
now the only thing I will say is he's only like 25 years old. So
is he? Okay. He looks young.
So he's going to be incredible.
Yeah.
It just when people say that now,
but he needs his time for
this is not well, first of all, conditioning wise needs to be a lot better.
Yeah.
His legs, improved. I mean, if you say his legs are Olympia caliber, I would say yes. But the rest needs to catch up.
Mm-hmm.
He reminds me a little bit of Joel Thomas, but not as.
Oh yeah,
I like Joel Thomas.
Conditioning in the hamstrings and glutes are good. Back is definitely needs to come up.
He squats down pretty low when he poses.
Yeah.
His presentation is what makes me look at him and think, not pro yet.
Yeah.
Not like it's easy, he'll fix that, but
yeah.
I like the same thing with Grizo. I looked at his presentation and I was like,
yeah.
I wonder why he's splitting his legs apart so far.
Yeah, it's weird, eh?
I think that's a new school open bodybuilder thing.
Is it?
They all think they got Coleman's legs.
But it doesn't look as good.
No, it doesn't. I know.
The only one who can do it is Branch.
Yeah, Branch
gotta be really thick in the inner thighs, eh? Those other two guys don't look too bad. For regional show, it's not a bad class.
They're in good shape.
Yeah, the Brazilians are crazy. They're so good.
That's a level 1 show for them.
Athletes.
All right. Well, I think we're taking a look at him. I don't think he's ready for prime time yet, but he's going to get there for sure.
Absolutely.
What member of the podcast would be the most likely to be a men's physique athlete if they could go back and start their career over? What do you think, Urs?
Me.
Urs probably will be good in men's physique.
No, because I only started 5 years ago. So imagine Paul or Fouad.
Oh man, do Grandmasters men's physique.
Travel back.
If Dallas would have kept on going the trajectory he was going, do you think he would have won any of the past year's Olympias? I think it's possible.
He certainly had the structure.
Yeah, I think it's possible for sure.
Yeah,
I mean,
possible. Yeah,
I think if he had refined what he had, because he was so large, if he could refine that and the detail and the maturity, never know.
Yeah. I think as he matured, you never know how good he could have looked. So we don't know, but I think it's definitely possible. He had the size and the muscularity for it and the shape.
Yeah.
Very intimidating.
Looking, but not actually.
The structure.
Yeah.
Like the amount of space he used to occupy. Like, I remember being at Body Power and seeing him walk around, and I'm like, fucking hell. Don't want to stand next to him.
The most you ever spent on groceries at one time?
Oh fuck.
$1,500.
Really?
Well, it was because somebody was making my fish for me, and I bought like 60 pounds of fish, and it was just a fortune.
Yeah, well, I bought like a half a cow before and stuff like that.
All right, so if we're talking regular grocery trip, probably $500 at Costco, something like that.
Yeah, I would say around 4.
Mine's for about 260, 300 pounds.
Yeah, that's about $500. No,
first time I went to the US,
like four something, but yeah. What'd you say, yours?
First time I went to the US, definitely.
Yeah, it was a lot more expensive.
Oh, that's right. You told me about that. And you're going up and down the aisle. All the junk food.
I go for everything. And not only the junk food, because the junk is fucking cheap.
It's the fucking meat and stuff.
It's the meat, and I bought the organic stuff, for veggies. And then stacked up.
It's when you go to Whole Foods. You're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. We went to Whole Foods, and I'm like, yeah, there's a cool like a salad bar, and you can get out your
So 50
stuff,
pounds.
and then, 50 pounds for one box with 200 grams of salmon, a little bit white rice, and some veggies, and I'm like, fuck.
It's the high life, that.
Yeah.
What cartoon or show character did you want to be when you were a kid?
Hulk.
He-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to be the Hulk.
James?
Son Goku.
Yeah, because I liked Dragon Ball Z a lot. But I'm thinking when I was really young, I don't know. Yeah, but I did want to be a Super Saiyan.
What did you say, Urs?
Sorry, my cat's.
Son Goku.
Yeah.
Oh, that
He's a character from Dragon Ball Z. He's very big.
Okay, that's really popular, that Dragon Ball, isn't it?
Yeah, it's because their physiques are so fucking
What'd you call
crazy.
it, Paul?
That way? Dragon Ball.
Super Saiyajin. Yeah, the first picture with the blonde hair.
Yeah, that's when he's base form's black hair, and then Goku when he goes Super Saiyan is
Super Saiyajin.
That's
and there is an ultra
That looks like
ultra
Urs.
Saiyajin. Yeah. And next where we have the not the Comicon, the Gamescom in Cologne, and then I want to go as Son Goku over there.
You need to. You need to.
I need your help, James, with my outfit and your makeup.
We'll contact me. We'll get in touch.
Super Saiyajin.
James, what was yours?
Mine probably was that, but before like I even watched that, because when you're really young, you're obviously not watching that. I honestly, I don't know. Don't remember.
Who has the best eyes on the podcast?
Best eyes?
The best eyes.
Definitely not me. Mine are shit.
Mine are shit too. Mine are like two shit
really
balls.
boring.
I think mine are good.
Urs has
Those
got
are
nice
very
eyes.
good.
Those are nice eyes.
Eyes.
My camera's just dog shit, so it doesn't matter.
You can't even see my eyeballs usually.
Hey, you got really squinty eyes. I never noticed that, Paul.
Yeah. Chinese eyes.
It's called being lean.
Yeah.
Shredded.
Being lean and baked.
Yeah.
Best way to meet and talk to girls.
Like James'
Urs,
strategy.
Urs, what do you think? We'll defer to you on this one.
Listening. No, the best what? The best place.
Best way to meet
Best
and talk
way.
to girls.
Because we assume you get the most out of us.
I'm not like you think.
Samson gave the best answer to this. He said, "Ask a girl for a spot."
For her to spot you?
Because most guys
not in the gym. Not in the
most
gym.
guys will say, "Oh, can I spot you?" Or they'll try and like teach a girl how to do an exercise or something.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a turn off or a meathead.
Yeah, he's kind of making her feel good about herself.
Yeah,
like,
Samson's like, "Hey, can you give me a spot?"
So they're spotting Samson.
But honestly,
Like
guys, I have another
340
question
pounds.
for you.
What'd you say, Urs?
I have a question for you guys. What do you think about training together with a girl?
I train my wife.
Yeah, because
Wow.
I started.
What do you mean?
My
yeah,
dad
well,
always said to me, my dad was a professional weightlifter back in the days, and he always said to me, "Don't get a girl from this sport." I said it to you, Fouad, in the last podcast. He said to me, "Don't get a girl in the same sport like you. There only can be one crazy guy at home, and don't even train with girls. That's not allowed. Gyms are not. Girls are not allowed at the gym." He's like old
I
school
love
as fuck. But this prep, I started to train with my girlfriend together, and honestly, I have the best training sessions of my life right now.
Yeah,
and that's what I wanted to share with you and with the community. Maybe they can comment down below if they train with girls also. But how about you guys?
Well, I've had good workouts when I've trained with Yannicka on the odd occasion, for sure. She's as long as they're really up for it, like they like to train, then what's the problem?
What were you gonna say?
It felt false for me because of my dad.
No, man, don't
You can hear his
what were
voice
you
in your
gonna-
head.
What were you gonna say, Paul? When I said I train with my wife,
She comes to the gym when we go, but she don't train with us
are you
usually.
getting jealous because I train with her too?
You know, well, I mean,
I trained with her
no.
yesterday. Yesterday we trained
How was
arms
your workout?
together. You
How was your
weren't-
workout?
You're rubbing it. You're literally rubbing it in now.
It was
Like,
fucking
so-
awesome.
I know.
And then
last-
He always claims to have these great workouts when I'm not
Last
there.
Saturday, I trained legs with her. It was just me and her.
It was
My
the
legs are
best.
sore for like 4 days.
You claimed they were sore, but I didn't see any evidence of that. I didn't see it like getting up out of a car, like.
Oh, that's because
groaning or anything.
I can endure pain like a man.
I think you just want to make it sound like you train harder when I'm not
I'm
there.
telling you, I have great workouts with my wife.
Yeah.
I do.
Well, that's nice if you
It doesn't listen. I'm going to make you feel better. It doesn't mean I don't have great workouts with you. It just means I
Which
also
ones are
have,
better? Which ones are better?
Come on, don't tell my wife. But yeah, my
Well, she
training's
doesn't
better.
listen to this, does she?
No,
But
she
Fouad,
doesn't.
did you train with your wife back in the days?
No, my wife doesn't really train that much. She's more of like an academic, but now she started to
Okay.
train and we train together sometimes, and I have a really good time training with her. But Paul's been my training partner for like fucking 20 years.
Yeah, it's been a
Yeah.
long time.
But I mean, my ex-girlfriend was a competitor and I did train with her from time to time.
Yeah.
I listen,
That's why she's her ex.
yeah,
I've
never trained consistently with a girl, but it doesn't affect my workout. Like I don't have bad workouts when I train with like my wife, or it doesn't hurt my workout at all.
No,
I
same.
don't think I've met too many girls that want to do those like 20 sets for back or whatever. You know what I mean? Like they just want to do a couple exercises and then go do cardio.
My girlfriend Yannicka always doesn't film my workouts because I'm so low volume, and it takes being able to get into a certain space to make those sets count. Like people like Yannicka, I'm not saying girls in general, but I noticed that a lot of girls like to have a slightly higher volume approach because I don't think
they can handle more.
They can,
yeah,
and they also
because
don't.
of the birth process.
pain tolerance,
pain thresholds
pain
higher.
tolerance.
But I think because it's not their life's not like Yannicka's job isn't to be a bodybuilder, so it's not like her sets have to matter that much.
Yes.
So when she does them, she trains more for the joy of it. So when she does a workout like mine and it's like 2 sets all out, I don't think she goes as all out as I do. So therefore, she doesn't reap the benefits of my style of training. So she'll, if anything, say, no, I'm not training with you because it's fucking boring.
Yeah. I noticed that, Paul, with me and you when we train. So me and Paul train, and my wife's been coming with us. And so me and him are training at our level and our speed.
Yeah.
But obviously she's not going to complete failure. So she wants to like get the next set in already.
Can we keep going?
Yeah.
And I'm
hurry
like,
up, boys. Yeah.
So
and that's the cool thing.
Yeah. I almost feel like it's
we mix
slowing
it
her down.
together.
Yeah.
I do my intensity, and she said like, "Yeah, let's do 2 more exercises," and I'm like, "Yeah, okay."
So you kind of like you like what she brings to the table. She's bringing a little bit more volume.
Yeah.
I don't know. Paul, for me, it's like. Go ahead, Urs. Sorry.
No, I just wanted to say the more volume approach is perfect for me right now. I don't know.
Yeah.
I did always the high intensity stuff and 6 to 8 sets for back, and now I'm doing like 15 to 20 sets, and really works good.
Sound like Fouad Abiad's kind of workout.
Yeah. Well, I just feel like, listen, right now I'm in a different headspace than I was 10 years ago. If I was like
for sure
prime competing Fouad, I don't know if I would want to train with my wife. Right. But me and Paul still train hard, but it's fun. So I don't mind if we have to take an extra minute for her to do her set, or like if we, have, I actually just enjoy, like I got my best friend and my wife and we're all training, and it's like, it's fun for me.
Yeah. It's not as important for you now.
Was it hard for you to find the trigger to pull it back, from the 10 years ago, Fouad was going all in?
Yeah, all out.
Yeah,
it took a while.
I couldn't imagine to how to get into this. That's crazy when you stop your career.
I dealt with a lot of shit.
Process.
The last year has been pretty hard for me, but I will say this: there comes a time where you're forced to change.
Yeah, speak about it. That's interesting.
Well, your body just can't speak about the force to change or how hard it was.
Yeah, how hard it was, because I talked to Marcus Rule and he's still like addicted and totally into it and
really
can't even go without training. Yeah, and I think there are a lot of people outside listening to this podcast, and maybe they are in this situation, because normally you just listen to James or to me and we are like,
yeah, we're all in.
Full blown into this. Yeah, let's go, motherfucker.
Well, I don't think my love for training has changed. Like we still go every fucking day, or not every day,
5 days a week.
5 days a week.
Yeah.
Still have our same schedule. We still go train. We still try and give like everything I got when I am there.
Yeah.
The thing that's changed is you have to understand when to pull back, which sucks, because the most fun part of training is not having to pull back. Yeah. So you
Testing
have to, like,
new
I'll give you a perfect example, Urs. So 2 weeks ago, we trained back together and we're having a great fucking workout. I was like in the zone, and I'm like, you know what? I feel like finishing with rack deads. So we do some rack deads, and I'm not like a heavy lifter like fucking James or anything. So we do like 1 plate, 2 plate, 3 plate. I'm like, okay, let's hit, like, I look at Paul, I'm like, you want to go to 4? He's like, okay, let's go to 4. So put 4. When I was doing it, as I was getting it off the rack, my spine felt like it was going to break. But in my mind,
a lot of weight.
But in my mind, I was 25 again. So I'm like, no, I'm fucking doing this. So I picked it up. For like 6 days afterwards, my lower back was fucked.
Yeah.
So, and John told me this a long time ago. John's like, look, because John told me this when he was probably like 45. He's like, look, I can still squat 5 plates. He's like, but if I squat 5 plates, I'm fucked for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So it's almost like your body forces you to like slow down because you just don't want to be in pain. I'd rather not do the 4 plate rack dead, do 3, and then still be able to train hard every day after.
Yeah, you do.
Funny you say that.
Branch is like, hold my beer.
Yeah.
You know what? Branch is a different human being.
It's funny you say that because, like, I already feel somewhat that way in my training.
Yeah.
Really?
No, because because I know how strong I can be, but I don't lift what I can.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know that.
Because of the risk.
And yes,
Yeah.
because of that, because I know I've got away with a lot.
Yeah.
I've done some stuff that a lot of people wouldn't get away with. So I'm like, okay, you're very fortunate you're doing well in your career.
Yep.
Use the strength you've accumulated, scale it back a little bit, control shit, and just fucking get the most out of a little bit less. And that's how I train now. You'll notice you never see me do anything crazy now.
I think you have to at some point.
I haven't seen you do like an 8 plate squat in a while.
Yeah.
It's just you're so strong. It's just hard to believe that you're pulling back. But
no, but 5 plates is fucking. That's why he does it so easily, because that is pulling back for James.
Yeah, I guess that's right.
And it does feel better from a muscular standpoint. I feel like
that's what I wanted to ask. Do you?
Yeah,
have
you
the
get
same
more
response from your body.
I think more. I think more is. I think now that I'm a big believer. I know a lot of people like time and attention doesn't mean shit. But honestly, for me, slow eccentrics and not lack of acceleration at the whole.
It means a lot. I meant everything.
I think it's everything. But there's a lot of people that like force is force, and I don't believe that.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Well, but wait a minute. There's a kind of a nuance to that. There's force on the concentric, but there's time under tension.
People don't. Yeah, there's a lot. But there's a lot of people. If you were to ask a lot of people that are known in this industry, can't name names really, but they would say that the eccentric portion, it makes no sense it being slow.
The negative,
that's ridiculous.
I think it's ridiculous, and I would absolutely stare them in the face and say, I think you're talking shit, and I can prove it because my physique's improved from doing so.
I had this conversation with Brandon Curry, because Brandon doesn't really do slow eccentrics. He kind of like drops and then goes through the force again.
A lot of people do, and they look great.
A lot of people do,
And I said, look.
The guys in Cuba is doing it all the time.
Yeah, I don't.
But they're doing like 50 sets for chest, and I think see them rep it out all the machines from every ankle, and then they're done. But
but maybe you could do 20 sets.
And you can
tax the muscle more.
You can only speak from your own development. So I can only talk from what have I noticed improved me.
Yeah.
Those small things, those factors, like just lowering the weight probably to 75% of what I could use, but taking real control of that shit all throughout has benefited me way more.
I thought that there was studies that showed that the negative was like 70%.
There probably is, but then they'll find
they'll
find a study that says otherwise as well.
It's something that only makes sense, right? Like if you talk, like Dorian Yates said this a long time ago.
Makes sense. Yeah.
The eccentric is 50% of the movement.
I like Dorian Yates.
So that was always his approach. That's where I got that whole. Remember when I'm helping people, I'm always like power, squeeze, control. That's my rep cadence. Power on the concentric, squeeze the top, control the negative. That's always my rep cadence for every fucking exercise.
Absolutely.
I got that from Dorian Yates.
Same. Like I'm hack squatting today, and I'm literally my fucking eccentrics 3 times as long as my concentric.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, isn't that the whole like theory behind doing negatives? Because negatives.
I believe negative to be probably one of the most fucking fundamental parts of rep.
Yeah. But I think simplers are just such genetic, wonders that they don't need.
Plus, from simplicity standpoint, you know that if you have you can handle that negative, you can handle its concentric.
Yeah.
Like if you can slowly handle the negative.
No, listen, I'm not like when I had the conversation with Brandon, I don't necessarily think he's wrong, but a couple things are, 1, I can probably do less sets, and 2, I'm definitely in a better position to not get injured. Because like
more in
when
tune.
Brandon trains, he trains very fast, like explosive, but then really fast on the leg press was going like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's almost like a spring at the bottom, right? There's
Yeah.
no like control and then press through it.
Yeah.
It's almost like just a spring movement.
Mhm.
And I'm like, that spring at the bottom, like I'm surprised he hasn't heard
Well,
of
to be
it.
fair, that's how Victor Martinez used to train. Like when I used to watch Victor, it's very
Fast,
again, is that a genetic thing? Like I'm not trying to say black, white, and all that shit, but like Samson trains very similar to like.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah,
When we train with
kinda
Samson,
fast.
Yeah,
similar.
like I don't know. Like, is it that your physical type depends on training a certain way? Maybe being a white guy, you get more injuries from being explosive, so therefore you have to train slower.
Racist is back.
Maybe.
No. Because honestly, like
Yeah, the black
we know
guys
this,
train
yeah?
fast.
we know that. No, but we know that you look at a black runner, yeah, and you look at the Achilles tendon, how long it is and how strong it is, yeah.
Mhm.
Is that the same for all connective tissues? So therefore, you can be a bit more like that. Because
Maybe.
all my white friends that do explosive shit tear a bicep. I've never seen a black guy do a deadlift, yeah, like that and tear his biceps. It's always a white guy,
Yeah.
and I don't know why.
What
So
about
I think
tears on the
I think
bench?
it's tendon strength health as well, like tendon
James.
strength.
As our resident racial expert, I think this is also you got to come back to us now with the Asian
It's
thing
so
and
good.
come back to us with the
I love how he's got that title now.
Yeah, no. Like I haven't seen enough of other nationalities to comment on that, but I have noticed a big difference between how my black friends train and my white friends train. Very different. Because even if you go in my gym, Kings, yeah, like I'd say 75% of our members are probably Jamaican descent, Afro-Caribbean, and they train so fast and so explosive. But then I've had friends that are bodybuilders that are white guys do movements and get tears like that from doing the same shit.
Yeah.
So again, this is not me trying to say, oh, this and that. It's just I'm actually curious,
Just
and I think that's why I have to train slower on certain portions of the movement, because I know that I'm more likely to get an injury.
Yeah.
But there's got to be something to it.
Coleman used to just fucking
All black friends I have, they also train. They train
Explosive.
sloppy, and explosive.
And grow.
Lee
go
Haney
like,
videos of him.
like weed.
I think we've come to a
We've
conclusion.
we discovered something here.
yeah.
What the fuck?
I know. Always
New
it's weird 'cause
studies.
it's because, but it's not because if that's what it's because I'm observing.
That's science, my friend.
I'm very what's the word?
Observant.
Yes, and I am around people all the time, in the gym, and I talk to everyone. I see how they train. I talk about training, and I do notice just differences in how everyone approaches. Whether you're a power lifter, a bodybuilder, just training for leisure, like all of these things I take into account because it's all part of the knowledge that goes into here, so I can express and help other people. So I take into account all these things I see, and it's just funny that certain things are very apparent over all the years of my training.
Yeah.
I've got a friend, one of my friends today, he was in the gym, Evro. He's a Rastafarian, and he used to train at this really hardcore gym. The guy's a natural bodybuilder and can squat like 6 plates aside and bounce. Knees are fine.
And
fine.
And no back problems, no nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. And if anyone else did that, like
I'd have a torn freaking.
Yeah. So I definitely think there's a correlation between like tendon strength, connective tissue health, and your nationality.
We should look at like muscle tears.
I want to look at the studies on this.
Let's do 2 more questions before we go.
Cool.
One, did you guys watch the Killer Sally Netflix?
I did, yeah.
I
Did
don't
you
know
watch
what
it?
that is.
Yep.
You don't know?
No.
So Ray
I'm English, man.
Paul, tell him, you were telling me earlier, so you go ahead and tell them.
Ray McNeil, he was a bodybuilder in the 90s. He was, like a mid-level pro, I would say. I don't think he may have did the Olympia once or twice, but he wasn't like a top tier competitor. His wife was an amateur, I believe, but she was I think she did a lot of that like wrestling, domination stuff. And so I think they had a bit of a, different lifestyle. Yeah, a little, there's some, dark stuff in their life, I think.
Yeah.
But anyway, she shot him, killed him. And then, she went to jail for a long time. But this documentary kind of gets into detail about what really happened between them.
You guys should watch it. It's fucking great.
Did you watch it, Fouad?
Yeah, I watched it. It's
Yeah,
awesome.
it was good, eh?
Dude, she shot him in the face.
Twice.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
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 Dude, she shot him.
What's the name again?
Killer Sally.
Killer
Fouad,
Sally.
did you hear the phone call, the 911 call?
When she called?
Yeah, you can still hear him alive. in the back.
Don't tell anybody.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, it was sad to hear that part.
Okay, who do you think are the top 10 richest bodybuilders?
Jay Cutler, Branch Warren.
Arnold. Wait,
Arnold.
it says excluding Arnold.
Oh.
Jay
I
Cutler,
think-
using Jay Cutler's first?
I think Branch is in there.
I'm going to say
Jay Cutler first.
I'm going to say Lee Librata's first.
Oh yeah,
I think he's
Gaspari, would
probably
he
in
be
there,
up there
yeah.
too?
Huh?
Gaspari be up there?
Before his divorce, maybe.
Oh, before his divorce, yeah.
I would give.
I think he's still rich now, but I think his wealth before was crazy.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Lee, Jay, Ronnie.
I think we need to don't forget the movie stars like Ralph Möller.
Oh, yeah.
The
Yeah.
Hulk. How is it called?
Lou
Ferrigno.
Lou Ferrigno for sure.
Ferrigno. Yeah.
I don't know their net worth for sure. I actually don't know. I thought
Because
this
they jumped in other businesses with a lot of more money in it.
real estate and stuff as
Like
well.
Stan
right?
Efferding. Doesn't Stan Efferding done
Efferding.
really well?
Stan's very well off. Stan's
Yeah,
very well off,
Dan's
from my
very well,
understanding.
yeah.
Guys, there are some men's physique guys doing like
Got crazy in business.
crypto and like
Yeah, but they don't count.
Crypto stuff.
and like
Hey.
stock and stuff.
They don't count.
He didn't even.
Because we don't
he didn't even
understand it.
catch- Urs didn't even catch it.
Still run them old.
Come on, I'm just fucking around. I gotta play the game.
Oh, you got to sprinkle a little bit of dirt every now and then. Just
Oh
to
wait,
cause
okay.
it.
One more thing. Let me see if I can do this.
I think Branch is pretty well off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would agree.
Yeah.
With that.
He's smart. He's a very smart man, and he's
Didn't Gary Stridham,
But was-
didn't he own Crazy Wear?
maybe.
But was the question who made the most out of bodybuilding?
No,
or
top
the
10
richest
top 10.
bodybuilder?
Bodybuilders rich list.
So
Shit.
an
Sorry,
amateur
guys.
would still be a bodybuilder.
I think it's got to be people that there's a lot of amateurs that are way richer than pros.
Yeah.
You got people like Simeon Panda, like who's
Oh, yeah.
like, done a couple
Yeah.
of like a muscle whatever it was called back in the day,
Yeah.
killing it.
Muscle what? Muscle worship?
No,
No.
there was a federation they used to do Muscle
Musclemania.
Mayhem.
Oh,
Muscle Mania, amazing.
Muscle Mania.
Yeah, Musclemania. Ulysses Junior.
I almost just started a really bad rumor.
I think Simeon literally lives like like near Beverly Hills and has like he's got a Gold's Gym in his garden, like gym.
His garden.
Yeah, literally, like he's
Really?
literally got everything. Yeah. Whole
Okay.
gym.
Rich Piana also.
Oh, he
Oh,
was- he was
yeah.
awesome,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, let's see what you guys think.
All right. Oh, what's the best one?
What's the best one out of these ones?
Ooh.
Chips,
Chips
and
and
for
curry.
those listening on audio. Chips.
This
and
looks
curry.
very British, to be fair.
Chips and curry. Chips. Well,
and-
because it says chips. That's first of all. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Chips and gravy.
What, brother? Where's the fucking ranch? Chips and ranch, and then I'm in.
Chips and peas. Chips and cheese. Chips and mayonnaise and chips and beans.
Chips and mayonnaise.
Out of all of them, I can vouch that the best one probably is actually the chips and the curry sauce.
Really?
Yeah, chips
Yeah.
and gravy. This is a poutine
Yeah.
from Canada. This is
Yeah,
chips.
I go gravy.
This is gravy and
I've
cheese.
never tried chips and beans, but maybe that's
Chips and beans is all right. It's a bit bland.
Who
a
puts peas
gassy
on 'em?
combination.
You're missing out a few things, with the beans.
Who puts peas on them?
Not many people.
Fuck, that's weird.
But you know, when you order chips and they come like with cheese, they are fucked up. You can't eat them
Yeah.
anymore because
Oh,
they're soft and like.
Yeah.
The thing is, the chips and curry isn't actually it's not Indian. That's not Indian curry.
Why?
Oh.
It's
Yeah.
never that. That's from a Chinese shop.
Oh, so it's more like a ginger taste.
Yeah, and it's actually really, really good. So you get that from a Chinese. You never like that's
Ah.
not something that you serve over here.
I thought that was Indian.
I've went to In-N-Out and ordered the like what is it called, monster fries or with the sauce and cheese on it, and I didn't enjoy it at all. What, how is it called? The In-N-Out.
Yeah, you know.
I don't know.
I don't know the
that
meal
one.
though.
Is it the fries they put stuff on?
Yeah, the how is it
Like
called?
loaded
Monster
fries or something?
like loaded fries. Yeah.
Okay.
With the red sauce and cheese and kind of
Because-
stuff. And
It wasn't good?
I'd say
no,
this
it
was
good.
a good chip fry doesn't need anything with it. It just needs a bit of salt,
Yeah.
bit of pepper.
Yeah.
Bang.
You know what
ketchup.
I love, guys?
Yeah.
I love the Cajun fries from Five Guys.
Oh, the Cajun ones. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
Cajun.
Yeah, yeah.
We call it Cajun.
Okay.
Cajun
Okay.
in,
I thought
Was this what you got?
Yeah.
It's just too much shit on
Yeah.
it. It's too much
Yeah,
shit.
sometimes it's too busy.
I like that.
You lose
never,
flavor.
No, it looks good, but never again.
Oh, I want it.
And animals.
I knew you'd like it,
animal
Fouad.
style,
Floyd's gonna order it now.
He likes
I
all
had
kinds
one-
of stuff on it.
Just eat.
I had one animal
It's like your
style
ice cream.
and one normal, like, and
Okay.
animal style wasn't good at all.
Got another one. Somebody sent to me. You can only pick 3.
Movies?
Goodfellas definitely. Goodfellas is definitely on there.
Yeah.
Sopranos.
Oh,
Oh, Rocky. You got to put Rocky in there for
Rocky.
sure.
for sure.
Goodfellas, Rocky, and Catch Me If You Can.
What's
Fatso's
Fatso?
out.
What was that?
My cousin Vinny's out.
Catch Me If You Can's a good film.
The Irishman's
Yeah.
out. The Bronx Tale's good.
My
Casino's
cousin
good.
Vinny was good too.
I'm gonna go. God, fucking Casino's so good.
Yeah.
Goodfellas, Rocky, and Catch Me If You Can.
I'm gonna go Casino, Scarface.
Goodfellas.
I'm gonna go Goodfellas, Scarface, Rocky.
I got
Yeah.
the same as you, Fouad, to be fair.
Yeah.
Goodfellas is one of my favorite films.
Yeah.
Yeah, agree.
I'm gonna go
Favorite
Rocky, Goodfellas, Sopranos.
They're all solid choices, let's be honest.
Sopranos because you get 10 years out of it.
It's true.
Enjoy it.
Get the series, 6
My
series.
my
plus.
close seconds would be Casino and Bronx Tale.
Bronx Tale's a good
Yeah.
movie.
Casino is for me felt like a shit of Goodfellas.
What's that second one? The second last one
I
to it.
don't like Casino.
My cousin Vinny.
Oh, that was a great movie.
Yeah, but not like these.
There's some.
My
memorable
cousin
moments.
Vinny's like entertaining.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
It's not a
Goodfellas-
classic, I guess.
Goodfellas
Yeah.
is like a fucking
Ray Liotta in that film is so good.
And Goodfellas.
The laugh that he has, it's just so
Yeah.
like.
Yeah.
okay. Last one.
I like these comparisons. These are fun.
No, this one's just an information
Yeah,
piece.
that's
Oh.
This one's an information piece that I thought you guys would find
Oh.
interesting.
We could debate.
They're upset now.
Bathroom hand dryers suck fecal bacteria from the room and spray it directly
Yes,
onto your
that's
hands.
awesome.
Very true. It's very true.
Is that how they work? They suck air in?
Yes.
Yeah, they have to, don't
Where
they?
did
I
you get
guess
air come
so.
from?
Yeah, so that's literally what they're doing then. I never thought
So
of
all
that.
the
Maybe use
shit,
them-
That's what I always ask myself.
all the shit particles in the air are sucked in through here, and then they blow it
And
onto
that's
your
and
hands.
that's and the thing is, that's after you've washed your hands. You fucked yourself.
So you're blowing shit all over your hands after you're
All right, fuck that.
oh, that's hilarious. I didn't know that.
Never using one of them stupid things.
Never again. What about the blades?
It's not-
Fred?
it's
You know
a good
the
one.
Dyson blades? You put your
Oh,
hands this way?
those are supposed to be way worse.
Really?
The ones you put your hands in this way?
Yeah.
Oh, those are supposed to be way worse.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm
aware
not
of
doing
that now.
African tissue. It is.
So just use your pants now.
Yeah.
I'd rather
Urs,
just-
Yeah.
thank you for coming on, dude.
Thanks for having me on. But this no common facts side is good. I just
What?
look at it.
No common side effects.
What
Of
is
what?
No, I pulled out the
Oh, what's the page? What's the page?
Oh,
yeah, the page you have it from. Not common facts on Instagram.
not common facts.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Well,
didn't
that's
even
where you got
know.
that? That's
No,
where you
So
got
now
that?
we can
No.
now we can do one a day.
No, a fan sent it to me.
Babies
Oh.
smile an average of 200 times per day. The average woman smiles 62 times per day, and the average man only 8.
Really?
Yeah,
Well, we'll be going through this. over
that's
the
funny.
next-
Big
I'm
boobs
gonna
are only
follow it.
attractive in a bra.
See the
Remove
fallen
bra,
angels.
see the-
Lois, Lois,
I love it.
that's
I
a bit
follow
official.
this side. Nice.
I got that joke. You guys ever get that joke? One of my friends said it to me last week. Hey, I got a new watch. What do you think of it? And then you open up the attachment. It's a guy's hand like this, but you can see his dick underneath.
I've seen that one.
You
Yeah.
guys get that? One of my
Yeah.
friends said it to me last. I haven't had that in 5 years.
Oh,
What
this is
the
actually
fuck
what
is
they're doing. This is the driving license exam in China, apparently.
No, it can't be.
Yeah, it can
I wouldn't.
be.
I wouldn't say it can't.
That can't be.
You never know.
They
do things
drive like
different.
shit in
They
China.
do things different over there.
I was waiting for Urs to say it.
Yeah.
What's this thing about bread there in the middle? That's weird.
Where?
I can say it because I don't have a license.
Bread with poppy seeds close up.
Oh God, what is this?
Come on.
They're trying to make you.
No.
Oh, that's a poppy seed? The inside
I think
of
they're
it?
trying to put people off. They're trying to make you think it's disgusting.
Yeah. What's in this?
Yeah.
So
I
what,
don't
what,
care. I'll smash that.
Never mind. I'm never
Yeah.
eating moist poppy seeds again.
I
I'm
will.
gonna-
What, is there like a
I'm gonna
juice
eat it
inside?
What is
Yeah, a
that?
little bit of juice, a little
It's
bit
like a
of
jelly or something.
Yeah.
That's not gross. What's
A
that
little-
one right
a
there?
little
Fouad?
bit
Some people
juice.
can.
Some people can wake up at the right time.
can do
by
that.
anticipating it.
Sometimes.
Yeah, that with the jeans is good with Obelix. Yeah, I see so many girls looking like this, especially with the leggings on and the
love
jeans.
that. Asterix and Obelix, yeah. What?
A Cali, what?
What?
Calypigant.
A Colipigane?
A Calypgian.
Calypgian?
Never heard that
I
word.
don't know what
Now
the
I'm
hell
gonna
that
use
is. Calypigian.
No one's gonna know what that word is. when you say
Send
it.
this to Ian. Send this to Ian.
What the fuck is this?
He's a
Oh, I saw
Calypigant.
that. It's a worm.
Yeah, she's dressed as a worm.
Jesus.
I saw that as well. I don't know why.
Yeah, I saw it on Twitter. I
Most
think.
Japanese schools do not hire janitors. Instead, the students do cleaning daily. This is good.
Really? Yeah.
They get,
yeah.
they get a lot of shit.
They
Right
got it
over
right
there.
over
They
there.
do.
This is what I'm
They do.
saying, man.
They
Uh-huh.
get a lot of shit right over there, man.
You could do. I wouldn't want to see that in the workplace, though.
What do you mean?
Oh, I don't want to do it at my job.
You just don't
I
want
just,
to do it. That's why.
Yeah.
Male idiot theory suggests men are more prone to
Yeah.
high-risk behavior.
Well, we know that.
Yeah.
Well, that's why Jackass exists.
And Jackass is a great movie.
If we could power a smartphone with gasoline, one drop of it has enough energy to run the phone for an entire day.
Really?
So that shows you how powerful gasoline is. Toblerone, giant one. Love Toblerone. It's so good.
What's that? Listen to sad music when Fouad. Right there, yeah.
Listening to sad music when you're sad can actually stabilize your mood and make you happy.
That's true. That's fucking
Really?
true.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
can see that.
Because you know, when you just, I don't know,
You zone out for a bit. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's true.
Huh.
It's very important.
When you die, your hair still grows for a couple months. What if it doesn't
No
grow all
way.
now?
Oh, we got that to look forward to.
I'm fucked.
Nice.
we
We
got
might
that.
as well- Yeah, true. We can reverse things.
What's this?
So I
Oh,
take
yeah.
my
Women with high IQs
my
have a
house
harder
spray
time
with
finding-
me.
This is it. You need to.
These are good. I like these.
In
Yeah.
Russia, there are 9 million more women than men. What
No,
the
I don't think
fuck?
that's true.
I'm going Russia.
What, you
Yeah.
think they're
Let's
lying?
fly to Russia.
Let's go Russia, boys.
Do you think they're lying?
Well, I don't know if they release those stats to the public.
What do you mean?
Well, aren't they communist?
No.
No?
No, I thought that was over.
9 million more. That's a lot. That's a big
I don't
difference.
That sounds like it doesn't sound right, though.
That means there's plenty of to go around.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
you
all-
better.
In all
could be
age
heard of.
groups, in all age groups until 34 years old, there were more men than women in Russia as of January 1st, 2022. After that age, the female population outnumbered the male population in each
Oh,
category.
this is only
Really,
old
eh?
bits.
So there's a lot
Dude,
of
that
old ladies.
Easy.
There's
There's
a lot
one
of
right
old-
there.
We got
for all
plenty of
the-
choice.
For
Yeah.
all the MILF and GILF hunters.
Russia's the place.
So they
Yeah.
put this chick as like the
Davai, definitely not going for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They hoaxed us.
Oh, there's that mosquitoes about drinking.
research suggests that cuddling can make us happier than having sex. Fuck that.
That's
Yeah,
what
sex-
research. Where
No,
did they do the
Yeah,
research?
sex makes me angry.
Who did the research? for
Yeah.
us?
Yeah.
All females.
Yeah,
Go out
true,
for a
true,
minute,
true.
Fouad, or something about mosquitoes biting drunk people.
Does he get pissed as well?
Yeah, right there.
Mosquitoes prefer to bite drunk people than people with
The
no
sugar in
alcohol
there.
in their system.
Probably because the sugar.
That's
Yeah.
bullshit.
Yeah.
They always bite me and I don't drink
Trans-
any.
Transgender women must sign up for military draft under the Biden
I
administration.
knew that. Yeah.
So transgender women meaning men.
I'm not.
Whoa. Yeah, I don't know which they are.
Yeah, I think it
don't know which
means,
one comes from.
I think it means no matter
men
what you-
becoming women or women becoming men. I don't know.
Yeah.
No, men becoming women.
Yeah. Oh wait. So if you're a woman became a man, then you got to go to work. There's
No,
a draft?
It's
the other
for
way around.
man. It's transgender women, meaning a man who transitioned to a woman.
Still has to come to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not a way out.
Yeah, because he's still a dude. So they're like, you still got to
Yeah.
go fight.
We need to get Guy on this topic.
Oh, that'd be great. Call him, Fouad, see what he says about it.
Save it for next time. I can hear
Yeah,
him
you should,
screaming.
yeah, you need to screenshot that particular one.
He's our expert on that stuff, isn't he?
Let's call Mr. Sereno.
He should be nice and calm today.
He's never nice and calm when it's about this topic.
I know.
He's
I
not,
love
he's
it.
not going to answer.
No.
No, he's probably cutting his grass or something.
Sunday. Fuck.
No
But
guy
we can
when you
save
need
it.
We'll save it for him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh fuck. All right. Urs,
Great.
if I don't talk to you till the Olympia, I wish you all the luck in the world.
Yeah. Good luck, Urs.
And,
Thank you, guys.
Thank
We'll
you
see
for
you there,
coming
though.
on.
Thanks for having me on. Yeah.
James,
Yeah.
where'd you go? To take a piss? James went to take a piss.
Take a shit.
Oh, could be gone for a while.
No, James takes
He
fast
saw,
shits.
he saw,
Really?
he saw, he saw a black
Was that-
guy
was that?
outside. You saw a black guy outside pissing in your
You went to
garden.
ask him. Went to ask him if he, I know he trains.
I'm not a terrorist.
Fast or slow?
Taurus
Every-
is-
If James
Taurus
just get a
penis.
notebook. Every time you see a black guy, just be like, "How do you train?" And then just
Fast
put a
or
check.
slow?
Just put a check.
That's so cool. That's so cool.
All right. Okay.
No,
We'll
guys.
see you guys
but,
soon. Okay.
Okay. See you guys.
Awesome.
All right,
Awesome.
guys.
That's a funny one.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay.
Wish you
Bye-bye.
all the
Take care.
best.
See you later, everyone.
Bye. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, share with your friends, and like the video. And if you get a chance, check out the description for all the different links to all the different places you can find Hostile and myself. And lastly, check out hostile.com for our new line of supplements and all of our apparel and gear. Thanks again for watching.